Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the final game of round one in the Rugby World Cup 2023, and some feel it could be the closest game up till date. Wales taking on Fiji. After a brilliant Pacific Nations Cup, the Fijians will be looking to continue that momentum. They're a part of Pool C. It's a tough group because any side has the potential of causing an upset. But Wales, they are hoping to get themselves back on track after having a bit of a lackluster few games in the build-up for the Rugby World Cup. We'll have to wait and see if they can find that redemption. But looking through, first of all, at this Welsh side, it will be Gareth Thomas at number 1, Ryan Elias at 2, and Thomas Francis as number 3. Now, we just recently commentated the game for South Africa when they were taking on Scotland, and the front row battle was relatively even at times, but then South Africa getting that little bit of an edge near the end of the contest. We know that the Fijians are solid in the front row department, and the Welsh relatively similar. Will Rowlands at number 4, Adam Beard will be the number 5, then Aaron Wainwright at 6, Jack Morgan number 7, and the return of Talupe Faletau, he is there at number 8, an absolutely brilliant player to watch, and I'm looking forward to seeing how his physicality matches up with the Flying Fijians. Gareth Davies at number 9, number 10 being Dan Biggar. Now, he did not play in the game up against the Springboks, so I'm looking forward to seeing that man's return. Same with Liam Williams, who is playing at fullback for this game, another absentee from that Bok game. Nick Tompkins and George North in the midfield combination. Josh Adams, Lewis Rees-Zammit, and Liam Williams. The back three, a lot of people would feel that this is one of the strongest Welsh lineups that they could have put out. They know that they need to play well up against Fiji here, and that is exactly why they've gone with that side. Looking through at the Fijian starting lineup, and the strong side is in a similar boat here for the Fijians, although the only late change that they wouldn't have liked to make, of course, was Tite Teller having to start at 10. That is due to the injury of Caleb Muntz, but it is a Ronnie Maui at number 1, Sam Matavesi at 2, and Luke Tangi as the number 3, Isoana Silasila and Te Ihuaru Rekadavita at number 5, Albert Tuisui, Luke Olakima, Tangi Valu at 7. He had a brilliant game up against England, so they felt they should keep him in the side, and Viliami Mata there at number 8, Frank Lamani and Tite Teller, a new combination for the Fiji international team, but not a new combination for the Fijian draw. Those two have built up the chemistry throughout the Super Rugby Pacific season, and they'll be hoping to redeem it, keep it going throughout this Rugby World Cup. Semi Radradra at 12 with Waisia Naiafalevu on the outside. You can't help but smile when you see that as the combo that the Fijians have gone with. In their midfield, Vinaya Habosi, the try-scorer machine, out on the left wing. Celestino Ravatamunda out on the right, who had a man-of-the-match performance against the English only just prior to this World Cup. And Eliza Druasisi, the man at number 15. Now, I should mention, in this case for the Fijians and the Welsh, no one has got a hat-trick for the Rugby World Cup as of yet in this competition. Could it be either a Fijian or a Welshman who manages to change that trend for round number 1? We have got joining in, says YouTube user, welcome in mate, hope you are doing extremely well. We've also got Come On Fiji from Gareth's Go Fiji, says Kapunda. They have just shown that it is 28 degrees Celsius at the ground, so it's going to be hot, it's going to be humid, and it's going to be an awesome match when these two sides go head-to-head. And we have also got the Muntz is out, Liam Williams is playing. I changed my pick, says Mo. Yeah, unfortunately, Caleb Muntz suffering a knee injury, I think it was last week, or right at the start of this World Cup training earlier on, which did mean that they had to make the change. Tite Teller will now be the starting fly half, and they didn't actually bring Ben Vulavula into the Fijian side, instead going with Philemoni Botitu as the straight replacement for Caleb Muntz, but they are just showing the sides making their last-minute preparations. Liam Williams, we see him there near the front of the Welsh side. As they walk into the changing sheds, he has got some heavy strapping on that right knee. One thing is for sure, you don't want to go into a game up against Fiji less than 100%, because you know you're leaving that game way less than you started at. DK has got the Fijian flags in there. Here we go again. Salute to you, Hamish, for still soldiering on for final game of this round. Vanaka says, BP, I'll be honest, in between the live streams, I did my post-match review of the Springboks in their game up against Scotland. I had a little patch where I almost thought about just closing my eyes while I was sitting here, but I knew that if I did that, I would probably fall asleep on my chair before this game. Some of you will know we have been up for an extremely long period of time covering these Rugby World Cup games, but this is the last one of round one. Looking through at the benches, it is Elliot D, Corey, Dal Michalski at number 17 and Dylan Lewis at 18. Duff Jenkins at 19 with Tommy Reffel as the number 20. Thomas Williams, Sam Costello and Rio Dyer, the 3 back replacements. For the Welsh, then for Fiji, Tavita Ikanaveri, Penny Ravai and Masaki Donge. Now, Penny Ravai, he was at the last Rugby World Cup for the Fijians, so he has quite a bit of experience under his belt. Same with this man, Timo Maya Navanua, Lavani Botia. He can play in the loose forward trio. He can play in the back line if they need him to. Sarelli Kuravuli at number 21. It is, I've forgotten his first name. Simeone Kuravuli at 21. Joshua Tuisova at 22. And Sarelli Mungwala at number 23. But this game just away from starting, ladies and gentlemen. Just the 10 minutes till these two sides get their first opportunity on World Cup soil in France to make a real impact. Looking through at the chat, we have got hopefully the TMO and video replays are available today, Hamish, says DK. Although something that has happened throughout this Rugby World Cup, it does seem that they are using the TMO just that little bit less throughout the comp, trying to keep the games flowing. I wonder how we'll go here. I'm gluten for punishment here for the third game today. Well done, South Africa deserved the win. Still gutted, but fair play, says Kalmick, and bring on Ireland, says Morne Lagrange, and also Tosaveti Tosso, says Ratu. And the chat, South Africa should have got a red card for head-on-head. The TMO and the refs are not being consistent, says Kalmick. And we did actually see a yellow card in the game between Chile and Japan, which I believe could have been upgraded to a red. So hopefully they are consistent for this game. It almost happened to me too, Hamish. Had to stop myself from crashing out. Even now, my eyes are heavy, but I don't want to miss out on this game. Tosaveti Tosso, says BP. But do let me know your score predictions for this game, ladies and gentlemen, between Fiji and Wales. Looking at the pools and the way that it sits. Pool C, as you can see, Australia, they are sitting top of the bunch with a points differential of plus 20 after getting themselves the win over Georgia, 35 points to 15. Portugal, they have got the bye for this week. That is why currently they are sitting in second. But Fiji or Wales, they will be sitting 1 or 2 at the end of this round. Japan and England, they were both able to get themselves victories in their pools. Samoa, they haven't played yet. They will be in action next week, taking on the Chileans. But looking at the previous results of this round, France getting themselves the upset win over the All Blacks in the opening game of the Rugby World Cup. And that is the closest thing we have had to an upset. But the Fijians, they come in as more underdogs than France did. So this could be the biggest upset of the round if the Fijians are able to get themselves the victory. Italy versus Namibia, they did manage to win that one, 52 points to 8. Ireland won their game up against the Romanians comfortably, 82 points to 8. Australia winning up against Georgia. That is the one that these two sides will be looking at the closest, seeing as they are both part of Pool C. England winning that game up against Argentina, 27 points to 10. England getting those 27 points, but none of which came from a try, all coming from the three-pointers. Japan beat Chile, 42 points to 12. South Africa versus Scotland just took place as well, and the South Africans winning that game, 18 points to 3. But this is the last one that we have got now, ladies and gentlemen. Wales versus the Fijians. It is nearly here. And Fiaviti Vanaka Hamish, says Joseph there. And Tosaviji Tosso says it was DKTS Hamish. I'm looking forward to the commentary on this game, says Justin. And also we have got there the great kicker of Argentina was Hugo Porter, says Kevin. And I just wish whoever does the kicking duties, we good at it for Fiji. Hopefully Lamani does it, says Solar. And yeah, it's a good point because Caleb months before his injury, in the last game up against England for the Fijians, he was able to have 100% kicking accuracy. So it seemed like he was locked in as the number 10. He was locked in as the kicking man for this World Cup. Myself and Rugby Itch, when we did our preview of this Rugby World Cup, we both said that Caleb Muntz was going to be the young breakout star. That was unfortunately about a day before we found out about the injury. But looking through at Fiji, for what they have got coming up, they have got their game up against Australia next week. There's a 3:45 a.m. kickoff here in New Zealand on the Monday morning, but we will be up and we will be commentating that game. Then they have got their game up against the Georgians. That is in 2 extra weeks' time, so they have got the bye week coming after that game up against Australia, and then they close out their group with their game up against Portugal. And if they can sit free from 3 going into that game, they would have already secured themselves a quarterfinal spot. Be about resting a few players, get them fired up for that next stage. For Wales, their upcoming games, they have got Portugal next week, then they have got the Australians the week after, the week off, and then into that game up against Georgia to close out the pool stage. For the Fijians, their previous 5 games, as you can see, they're a successful Pacific Nations Cup, getting themselves the wins over Tonga, Samoa, as well as Japan. And the thing is, 2 out of those 3 sides, theoretically, they could find themselves going head-to-head with in the quarterfinals, that being Samoa or Japan, if they are able to be in those top 2 for Pool D. They did get defeated by France, 34 points to 17, but they showed some nice skills throughout that game, and they all led up to that last one, August 27th, Fiji winning over England for the first time ever, 30 points to 22. It was a brilliant performance. The question for this game is whether or not the heat is going to impact these 2 sides. I feel like Fiji will probably go a little bit better in the heat. They've been playing some intense rugby throughout that Pacific Nations Cup. Wales, they have had 3 games recently as well, though. They were up against England in a 2-match series, which they were able to win 1, lose 1, and then that game up against South Africa, losing that one 52 points to 16. But the 2 sides just about to make their way out onto the field, ladies and gentlemen. They are showing Waisia Naifalevu to lead out this Fijian side of the World Cup is something that players can only dream of. The thing is, Waisia Naifalevu, he was at the last World Cup. In fact, about the first 4 or so players for Fiji, as they make their way out of the tunnel, they were there in 2019. Waisia Naifalevu, Aroni Maui, Sam Matavisi. I saw a high five there between Matavisi and I think it was Adam Baird. There's a lot of mutual respect in this game. Going to be an awesome one. We have got prediction from Sportsfan. I believe in my overall World Cup prediction before they announced the sides, before we saw any lineups, I did say that Fiji would narrowly lose this game, but then would go on to win the rest of their contests and make it through to the next stage. But to be honest, as these 2 sides make their way out of the tunnel, something in my brain's telling me I think this Fijian side are looking pretty strong. We saw them beat England last week. I was just worried that perhaps that was the big performance for early on in this Rugby World Cup, but now I'm starting to think Fiji to win it, 25 points to 23. Close game, going down to the wire. Let's see how close that will be. And Fiji, if they control their yellow card, says running stories, and Tosa Fiji says DK there, and Fiji says Kalen there in the chat as well. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who are the players that you think will end up being the keys for these 2 sides? Of course, Caleb Muntz would have been for the Fijians if he wasn't injured. Will it be the man of Halleck? Of one says it was Kalmak. And what red card? Finn Russell should have seen yellow for his no arms tackle on Aransa. Says Morne Lagrange. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird challenge, wasn't it? Because he did end up almost facing away from Kurtley Aransa. And tomorrow Viti, play like Fiji is capable of, says Edward, and go Fiji, says Anasini. And there as well, Springboks going to win the World Cup. Are we going to smash everyone, says Gary? Although I think there will still be a lot of improvement that the South Africans want to make from their game up against the Scottish. They missed a lot of tackles. I think they only completed about 70% of their tackle attempts. Their set play, they only won, I believe, around half of their scrums in that first half. In fact, I think only about a third of the scrums. And their line-out was a bit shaky in the second half. So they will have a lot that they want to keep on working on to improve. But that's what you want after a first game. You don't want to feel like you've done everything too right, or else you come into those later games complacent. And we have seen sides before have that scenario and then end up getting knocked out. Love the Welsh anthem, says BP. Caleb Muntz wasn't injured. I would have picked Fiji, but now I'm not so sure, says Geza there. And also we've got their Vanaka to all my fellow Fijians, especially those at home. All 300 plus islands and many Fiji villages across them, says DK. Yeah, we're going to have people watching all over Fiji, all around the world for this game. We have just heard the Welsh national anthem. Now it is the Fijian national anthem. And there will be tears in the eyes of these Fijian youngsters. We've got to remember only about 5 of the players who are out there on the field today have experienced a Rugby World Cup before. A lot of these boys playing for the Fijian draw, that was a big opportunity for them in their rugby career, but now to be on the world stage playing for the Fijians in front of what will be an electric crowd is something that's next level. I'll be listening to you for the rest of the World Cup, says it was the Growth Podcast. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. We are going to be live for every game of the World Cup from now on, so be sure to hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, Wales have the established national, or the national anthem out, and the choir is stopping the fans from singing in tune. says Calmac, and Giza Rugby isn't a one-man sport, says LJ the man. There as well. And also Morning Bro says, Oka, welcome in, mate. It must be an early morning start for a lot of you Fijian viewers, so I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you slept well, although I'm sure there were a lot of nerves before you ended up closing your eyes last night, because the World Cup first game for the Fijians was just around the corner. Fiji number 12, Semi Radradra, the World Class Centre, says running stories, and he is one of those players who recently in the Pacific Nations Cup, he proved that whether he was in the starting side or whether he was coming off the bench, he would have a real impact. Evans, Jenkins, Jones, Williams made Wales proud Dragons, playing with passion and fire. And that's the thing, this Welsh side, they've got a lot of star players in the lineup, whether that is going to be Lewis Rees-Zammit, the speedster, out on the right. He will be going head-to-head with Vinaya Habosi. Damn bigger the playmaker. You would have to heavily favour the Welsh when it comes to those 10s, mainly because we've hardly seen Tite Tela over recent times. But the Fijians, pre-match ritual, and then they are underway. Land of my father, says Roof. And also Fiji by 9, says LJ and Hamish. Hopefully the ref TMO are fair and consistent across the 80, says DK. And there as well, and 2 very nice anthems, both very easy to listen to. Says Brian, a nice French children's choir 2 for 2. Yeah, and almost last game as well. The anthems before that, in my opinion, not good at all. Today, though, thumbs up. Says a BP and Habosi, the boss man. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who you feel will be the first try scorer in this game, the individual player who will cross the try line. Looking through at the Welsh side quickly before the match gets underway. Thomas, Elias and Francis as the front row. Rowlands and Beard as the lock and duo. Wainwright, Morgan and Falatau, the loose forward trio. But the Fijians have just issued the challenge to Wales. They're ready to go for this Rugby World Cup. Davis and Bigger as the 19 combo. Tompkins and North in the centre duo. And then Adams, Rees-Zammit and Williams going to be the back 3 for the Fijians. It is Roni Maui, Matavesi and Lutangi as the front row. Nasilasila and Torika Vita in the lock and duo. Albert Tuisui, the back the man to start at number 6, rather than the likes of Adiri Alangi or someone along those lines. The Kima Tangi Valu, after the performance he put on up against England, they found it very tricky to be able to drop him from the starting side, even with a player like Lavani Botia, who will now instead be coming off the bench. Viliami Matei is at number 8. Frank Lamani and Tite Tela, the 19 combination. Semi Radradra and Waisia Nayatalevu, that is going to be a combo to certainly watch out for. Vinaya Habosi, Celestino Ravatamanda and Eliza Druasisi going to be the back 3. I'm going Wales 25 to Fiji's 23. Says Kevin there. And Falatau, first try scorer, says Akaris. Go Fiji, go, says James. And also we have got there any free video streaming we can open alongside your commentary, says Colgate Smile. I know that for Fiji, I'll actually go onto the list of where the broadcasters are and let you know exactly whereabouts you can watch. So Fiji is on Fiji TV. If you have access to that, that will be an option to be able to watch. I believe Fiji TV is free, but I could be very wrong in that statement. So yeah, be sure to check that out and see whether or not it is an option or not. We have got there the Fijian flags, and also we have got there, also in there, Phoebe is good, but the haka is more intimidating, says Calmac. Although, to be fair, I don't think I want to run at any of those Fijians after seeing them passionate, fired up before the start of the game. Proven try scorers, says Kernovik there. And also we have got there, Tosafeti says Fiji Islander, but it looks like it will be Fiji kicking off this one from right to left, ladies and gentlemen. And we are now underway for the final round game. Oh, no, we're not. The referee had to blow his whistle. What's happened? The crowd are booing. They are not happy about something. What are we waiting for? Carl Dixon. The TV are not ready. They were still doing the cinematics around Matthew Carley, Wayne Barnes and Christoph Ridley, an all-English combination there. But now we are about to get underway. A little bit of a stop-start. Time is on, and we are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen, for this contest that's kicked off high by Tite Tela to get the Rugby World Cup. Final round 1 game underway, nicely claimed by Adam Beard, just outside of the Welsh 22, and they will look to march forward just that little bit further before looking to put the box kick up. Now, I should mention, by having Davis in the starting lineup rather than Thomas Williams, it means that they have that experience off the bench later on in the game. It's put high by Wales, challenged in the air. Nice take, though, from the big man at number 8, Viliami Mata. He was there in 2019 for the Fijians' journey. It was heartbreaking when they were knocked out just before those quarterfinals. Getting over the ball there for Wales, and they will win the first penalty of the match. Quick over the ball. Will Rowlands wins it, and God bless my Fiji, says Eddie. And this game should be good as a neutral, says Calmac. Yeah, it's got the potential of being the closest game of the round, and also has potential of being match of the round for the Rugby World Cup. But we have already covered 7 different games on the channel. We've seen plenty of nations going out there trying to make a statement, but just a little bit too late getting to the breakdown there. Will Rowlands gets over the ball, wins it for the Welsh. Wales, says Dean Williams. Ago Fiji, says Stan. And Wales, or Fiji's left wing to score the first try, so that would be Vinaya Habosi, man who was a superstar in his first season for Super Rugby Pacific. Alongside that, also has been playing for Racing 92 more recently in the top 14. But Dan Bigger to line up the first kick of the day. We are only 100 seconds in. Wales are looking confident though, says Brian. And also we have got there JBR, Benny Gareth, Bevan David some days, says it was Kernowick. Dan Bigger get the first points on the board for the Welsh. The crowd have gone completely silent for this kick in Bordeaux. And Dan Bigger, he sneaks it inside of the right-hand post, and Wales now have got themselves the 3-0 lead. Not quite the start to the match that the Fijians would have been after, but there is still plenty of time, of course, for the improvement. But that is kind of the nerve settler, I would say, for Wales. They too have quite a few players who were a part of that last year's Rugby World Cup. I feel sorry for you, Hamish. You need some good sleep, says Dion. And the good news is in about 5 hours' time or so, we will be able to get that sleep. But until then, we've got this game. We've also got the podcast to film straight after and a couple other videos. Got to edit those ones down, get them up. And then after that, we are definitely resting and recovering, getting ready for next weekend. Now, Wales, inside of their 22 after Fiji did kick off long. Looks like Davis this time will be putting the ball high once more. And also my mother's father was a Jones, says Roof there. Going to be kicked long. Not going to find touch though. So available at the back for Eliza Throa-Sisi. Was at the Reds for Super Rugby Pacific, or Super Rugby initially, and then went to the Fijian drawer for Super Rugby Pacific. Semi Radradra now trying to fend off Lewis Rees-Zammit, but he has stopped him. George North jumping down into the breakdown. Try cause some disruption. Fiji on the halfway line. Tite Teller, the new fly half with the injury of Muntz. Offload coming for Fiji. Some nice stepping from Viliami Mata trying to hurdle over the Welsh defence. A nice stepping from a Ronnie Maui, and that is the danger of this Fijian 4-pack, with the fact that they all have the skills of being able to run down the wing or also running over the top of you. Eliza Drua-Sisi tackled on the halfway line by Adam Beard. New advantage now for the Fijians going short side. Frank Lamani off to Celestino Ravatamunda, the man who had a man of the match performance up against England. He's run out of space there, and it will be the penalty for Fiji. And Hamish looking fresh as a daisy, lots of positive energy, says Roof there. And we benefits Scrounger as in the stadium. I think that's why, I think he's called the Prince of Wales kid on Welshman, says Calmac. I'm watching the game but using US commentary, says Jimmy O'Brien. So if you do want to match up with the time that I've got, I am watching currently at 4:15. That is the time on the clock. We have also got Hamish, love you, says LJ. Thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate you being here all throughout the weekend for these streams. Brilliant kick from Tite Teller right into the corner. And now Wales have got themselves under a huge amount of pressure, 5 metres out from their line. Sam Matavesi drying the hands, drying the forearms. Of course, with the humidity, with the hotness of the ground, 28 degrees Celsius. Fiji, they've played in some pretty extreme heat before. Now rolling towards the try line, just keeping it in the field of play. Sam Matavesi breaks off the back after Wales tried to push the Fijians towards the touchline. Looks like it will be Viliami Mata offloading up to Te Ahuaru Frikadavita, his first Rugby World Cup. Albert Tuisui on the side of the breakdown, good couple metres made there, and now allows Fiji to possibly set this one with a few more pick and goes. I would shift this left and wide, and that would end up more than likely with the try, but will we see it? That is the big question. It's a penalty to Wales in the breakdown. Fiji diving in off their feet, and the penalty will go the way of the Welsh. We have got there, Fiji will either crumble or win by a few tries. Can never tell, says Calmac. But it's kicked downfield. They've decided to try and kick it. Oh, brilliant one from Dan Bigger. That almost ended up with Lewis Rees-Zammit in a position of being able to get himself that ball before it went out. I'm in sync with you now. Hamish Stan Sports Commentary is off, says Brian. I feel like there's a lot of pressure, isn't there? In that case, and Stupid Ref says James. Yeah, although Fiji, there was an acre of space down on this bottom side of the field, but they wanted to go with those forwards round the side of the breakdown first. I feel like just backing that back line, allowing them to show what they can do. Line break now for George North, and Wales have 3 men charging forward. Davis now dragged down 10 metres out from the line, but Wales looking very dangerous throughout this first 6 minutes as across to Nick Tompkins in the midfield, tries to step the penalty advantage now against the Flying Fijians. I think Teoharu Thurikadavita was the man who was penalised. Wide cutout pass goes to Josh Adams. He's over the line. And Celestino Ravatamunda's wing has been exposed early. And Fiji conceding to the Welsh. Although, I am going to mention something. England scored early on that exact same wing in the last game. And then the Fijians able to go on and get themselves the win. But perhaps that is that little bit of a wake-up call to know that they can't afford to be ill-disciplined, because they went from 5 metres out from the Welsh line attacking to then having to defend from 5 metres out from their own line. Fantastic try, says Brian. And also, we there, can't see Fiji winning this, says Jobo. Come on, Fiji, says Talana. And good try, says Audio. Yeah, unfortunately, just outnumbered out on that wing. Celestino Ravatamundi had to make the decision of either getting lured in to the first defender, or the first attacking option, which was Lewis Rees-Zammit, or the other option was Josh Adams. Either way, it's going to be hard to stop them from there. Damn it, says the Lim report. Wales just scored, says the Lim as well. They certainly did. And also, we have got there Bulavanaka Fiji, says the Lim report. Adams absolutely fired up. It's going to be interesting, though, for the second 40 minutes, because we've talked about the fatigue factor throughout all of the games of the Rugby World Cup. The heat wave is supposed to pass by midweekish, maybe even early in the week. But for now, these players playing in extreme heat. Dan Bigger has missed that kick. It was just away to the right-hand side. We have got there, Make Black Jersey's prediction true. Georgia and Fiji to make it out of the group, says the Lim report. Although Georgia's probably in a little bit of a tricky scenario, because they did lose their first game against the Australians. So that has straight away put them down the pecking order. Going to be kicked high now. Just travelling the 10 metres. Nicely taken by Adam Beard. Davis thought about going for the box kick, but that maul is still moving, so he has to wait patiently for the ball this time to come out the back. Referee has now told them to use it. It's gone high. Fiji running on to this one. It is once again Eliza Druasisi. The dangerous Fijian fullback almost managed to get through the gap, but Dan Bigger making a solid low tackle on him. Now a bump off there in the midfield. I believe it was Viliami Mata. Now Vinaya Habusi looking for that X-Factor out there on the left wing, but wasn't able to find the link up past to Naya Thalevu. Ronnie Maui. Straight run from him. Tackled by his opposite number, Gareth Thomas. Lamani goes off to Luke Tangi. Couple extra metres again. 40 metres out from the line. Big run from Albert Tuisui. Dan Bigger, he's been right in the action at the moment. Every time that there is a run from those big Fijian forwards, he puts his hand up and says, I guess I'll have to get in the way of them. And Bulavanaka says Sally there as well, forever Fiji. That's going to be the knock on, though, against Fiji in the breakdown. Nick Tompkins sells the dummy. Found the offload up. Looks like Wales will have more possession in the early stages of this game. Pop that ball, says James. George North taken down. Lamani over the ball, and they win the penalty. Advantage for the knock-on was over. I think Dan Bigger was yelling at George North. That's not going to help anyone, Dan. I feel like the last thing that Wales want is miscommunication early on, tension in their back line. It's unfortunate for them, of course, but yeah, Dan Bigger furious about George North's run there. Absolutely livid. We have got there Wales handling the high balls okay so far, says Brian. Dan Bigger's temper getting the better of him there, George North. Love to see those two in a boxing match in a few years' time, but it was the initial knock-on from Fiji. Then from there, George North should have possibly passed it to Liam Williams on the outside, as there were no cover defenders or cover forwards out with that one. Damn Bigger not happy. Fiji have some big units that can move, says Galmac. They certainly do. And now Tite Teller lining up his first kick of the Rugby World Cup. Now, I should mention normally it is Caleb Muntz due to his injury and him being unavailable. They have gone with Tite Teller, and he has missed the first kick attempt from the kick and tee. Lavani Botia looking on. It's going to be a tricky game for Fiji if they are unable to get those extra points from the kicking game. Now, big run from Lakima Tangi Valu. Landed on his face hard, almost knocked it on the ground. But now, Roasisi on the far side of the field. Lamani slinging it across to Viliami Mata. Legs cut out from underneath him. That's something that Wales, the tactic is one man goes round the bootlaces. The other man tries to get that turnover in the breakdown, locks himself over. And Northall's not Bigger if Bigger wants it, says Keno. Yeah, that's the thing. I think Dan Bigger would lose that battle. One of those two. Now, Lamani passes off to Viliame Mata as it is a knock-on. Now, Luke Tompkins trying to step from his own 22. Finds the offload away to North. He passes that time. I'm sure Dan Bigger will give him a pat on the back for it. Lewis Rees-Zammit running straight sideways inside of his 22. Fires it out now to the big man at number 6. Aaron Wainwright. Quick hands from Wales, but they were just in touch. The left-hand boot of Williams too close to the sideline. Just saw from Dan Bigger in slow-mo, says Brian, and also actually Fiji have a decent set piece. Be interesting when first scrum happens though. See how Fiji go against Wales. Says a BP. What did you think of the Springboks performance? I think it was a relatively solid performance from the Springboks. They will still have a few things that they want to improve on, though, and I feel like that's the perfect way to have it after round one. But, you know, overall, I think they looked a lot stronger when they ran the ball rather than kicking it. That second half paid dividends when they did decide to be a bit more aggressive. Now Lamani passing back across to the right-hand side to take a loose ball, but Nayatalevu runs onto it, breaks through 2 tackles. He's going all the way, Nayatalevu, and the Fijians will score their first try of the Rugby World Cup. They answer back almost instantly. And the captain, there's ever a time to step up, it's in a Rugby World Cup match. Nayatalevu, like I mentioned, he's been there, done that. He was there for 2019. He knows the heartbreak if you don't make it through to the quarterfinals. But Nayatalevu, he's been scoring consistently throughout the Pacific Nations Cup. And Gareth, love that name. Hamish, who's your pick tonight, says Roof. Before the teams were announced, I did say Wales. My heart today has told me that Fiji may just have an upset in them. And where's Sam Warburton? He was a good captain. He is retired at the moment. I think he might be doing some sort of commentary side of things. And go Fiji, says Sally there. And try, says BP. The chat as well. Like this, 33 years of age for Nayatalevu. So this will be more than likely his last Rugby World Cup. And he wants to make a statement. And the competition, there is a change of kicker already. It will be Frank Lamani. Tititella, he wasn't feeling it. And now Lamani, his first kick of the day. Fiji answers this game, or answer this going to be tough, says Galmac. And also Sam is a pundit for ITV, says Geza. And that fire can be done by one team. Good counter-rucking though. Hammy says audio, and the kick was successful from Lamani. 1 point in it now between these two sides, ladies and gentlemen. Go Fiji, go, says Mornay. But Fiji, it was actually a drop ball from Luke Tangi. It went backwards though, and that actually created that little bit of indecision in the Welsh defence that allowed Fiji to strike the way that they know how and the way that they have been throughout the rest of their fixtures of 2023. Wales now kicking off. Dan Bigger gets plenty of height on that one. I should mention anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is hugely appreciated you all being here. I saw earlier on someone also asked if I had been to Fiji. I have not, but I would absolutely love to go. Now, looking for this ball at the back there. Frank Lamani rolls it into his 22, so this one cannot find touch on the full. Nice. Oh, Liam Williams. I was about to say nice take, but he had it and then it just went through. Did I just spot the worst ref to come out of New Zealand, Glenn Jackson, in the coach's box for Fiji? He certainly is. He is a part of their coaching team. Liam Williams disappointed with that knock on. Do you live in Australia? Or did you live in Australia for a long time? I did not. No, I have always lived in New Zealand, although I have been on a few holidays to Australia throughout my life. And Scotland was good. Even in losing, Scotland would have beaten England or maybe the ABs. Says Albert, yeah, there was still a lot to take out of that game for the Scottish. They had a relatively solid performance. Yes, they weren't able to score tries, but they defended well. And they had a couple really close opportunities of getting over. That try line go Wales, says Philip. And also Dosaviti Dosso says Jovesa in the chat as well. We're already seeing the players sweating buckets. We talked about the heat. And this is an interesting stalemate. 932 kgs for both of the fullbacks. Dosso Vetti says Seriana, and also Dosso Mai Vetti Dosso says Arieta. Now passing it across field for Fiji. Nyatha steps, goes himself, looks for the risky offload, but it finds the hand of Radradra. They're breaking through again. Fiji goes himself, finds the pass away to Lakema Tangi Valu. And the Fijian strike again. That is the danger that Fiji offer you. Anytime there's a counter-rucking opportunity, they will make you pay. My face is purple at the moment. I forgot how to breathe. But Fiji with Lakema Tangi Valu. That is the best try of round one. Lakema Tangi Valu finishes it off. Beautiful offload on the inside. Radradra saw that the opportunity to go to Lamani was altered because of the Welsh defence, so found the pass across to the right-hand side. And Lakema Tangi Valu, a man who I picked to be in my Fiji starting side, has gone and scored himself the try, and they are on fire now, Fiji. I'm new to rugby. Can anyone help me to understand the game says sports genre? I guess the best way, depending on how deep you want to know about it, the best way to describe it in the simplest terms, you want to score more tries than your opposition, but you want to end up with more points than them as well, because sometimes tries don't always mean that you've won the game. They won't do that to the box, says Gary there. I mean, was the comparison necessary? Like, it had nothing to do with the Springboks. They're not even on the same side of the draw. And what was the score between South Africa and Scotland? Says Kevin. Score in that game was 18 points to 3 in favour of the Springboks. And also we got the Halloween emojis there from James. We are getting close to Halloween, of course. And show you how you dance, boys, says audio. But that was an absolutely tremendous try. Radradra, X Factor in the midfield. Him and YC and Nyatha Levu have been phenomenal throughout the Pacific Nations Cup in 2023. And Radradra must try, says Arieta, although he has got almost just as good. Oh, Rua Sisi almost breaking through the Welsh defence. Fiji smell a little bit of a weakness here, and they're trying to make the absolute most of it before they are able to fix it. 52 tackles made by Wales. They will start to get fatigued if this continues. Kicked him behind from Dan Bigger. Down the field, there are 4 Fijians back there waiting. And Tite Tela now puts the ball high. Doesn't manage to find the touchline. Instead, Lewis Rees-Zammit will now back himself one-on-one with the Naya Habosi using his pace. There are a lot of speedsters out there on the field. Radradra wins the penalty for Fiji, though, getting his hands on the ball. Little bit of a push and shove there between Radradra and Williams. I think they both had a bit of a laugh afterwards. And also, we have got the Hamish comes the best mate, says B. Bob, thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciated. And Arabia's game of hooligans played by gentlemen, says cited. And also, we have got the update your scoreboard, says Peter Stowers. That is true. It hasn't updated itself yet, has it? But the kick was successful from Lamani as well, I should mention. So the score sitting 14 points to 8 in favour of Fiji. Lewis Rees-Zammit tackled, and then Radradra managed to steal the ball in the breakdown. Although it's surprising because Radradra and Williams were the two men trying to jackal for that one. You remind me so much of my Australian friend. I mean that in a good way. Subscribe, says cool story, bro. Now taken at the back by Lakema Tangi Valu. Flat run from Albert Tuisue. Now Lamani goes left. Another big run, Viliami Mata. Fiji playing that physical game at the moment. That will be a knock-on from Vinay Habosi. Just not quite expecting that pop pass from Lamani. Liam Williams inside of the Welsh 22 decides to run it forward rather than kicking. Gives it back to Bigger. His kick is charged down and they'll go back for the initial scrum. And update your scoreboard, says Siena. So it is currently 14 points to 8 after the 20 minutes. Morning, says Amelia. Welcome in. And Tosavetti, says Franz Smith in there as well. If Fiji keep this up, just saying, says Kalmit. Are an extremely dangerous side, Fiji, and they have been able to score tries consistently throughout their 2023 season. The moment 7% of this game has been played inside of the Fijian 22. The rest of it pretty much inside of Wales Hub. We have got a donation from Brian as well. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated with that super sticker. And also, don't be careless, Fiji, says James. And did you see the crowd of the people for the Rugby World Cup, England versus Argentina, our lads? Says Padraig. I saw that there's been some decent attendance for most of the games of the Rugby World Cup. I don't just love Hamish's energy and smooth commentary, says Ruth. And we have got there go Wales, says Will. They have now got the drinks break. They are having one of those per game, per half. At least, that is. And Fiji going to be sponsored by Durex by the end of the game, says it was there from Kerr. They're being very slippery in the way they've been running through this Welsh defensive line. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely awesome having you all here. We have been up for an extremely long time, but we've still got the energy. We are still enjoying plenty of the Rugby World Cup. One thing is for sure, the heat does not bother Fiji. And Sonny Bill out, Hamish in. This commentary is fire, says Jobo. Thank you very much. And this is exciting, says LJ. And I from Namibia love the commentary, says Jacques. And the chat as well. Yeah, it's absolutely awesome having you guys all here. It's an early morning start in Fiji, but do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, while we have got this drinks break, whereabouts in the world are you watching this live stream from? Do let me know. Feel like we could probably, I'd say we've got over 50 countries watching at the moment. They're just showing Waisia Naya Thalevu scoring the first try for the Fijians, the second one coming for the big man Lakima Tangivalu. And no mean Wales are effed, says Kerr, and also go Fiji, go. Says Minu, South Africa, says Salah. And also we have got there, correct me if I'm wrong, but Viti is how Fiji is spelled in Fijian, says Gus. It is indeed. USA, says Liza, Vancouver, South Africa, Cuba, Chile, Samoa. Says Derek, of course, the Samoans going to be in action next week up against Chile. We will be covering that game on the channel as well. Quite a few South Africans in attendance. It's awesome to have you guys all here. I'm sure you're very happy with the performance from the from Springboks up against Scotland. In the last game, front row's going down. Carl Dixon's going to say play on. Oh no, now too much movement. And we will have, once again, another scrum feed. Arizona, USA, says Doctor from Perth. Says it was Matthew. And also we have got there South Africa, says JS. And Fiji will win, says Anna. New Zealand, says Ava Marie. Nice early morning start for us here in New Zealand. 7:30 a.m. currently. Come on, Wales, says Arnold. And Swaziland, says Sally. There as well, Namibia for Tinker. 22 minutes in, fast-paced start between these two sides. In fact, a majority of the Rugby World Cup first round games have had a quick start. And it's kind of the tester of the fatigue, because some of these sides in the World Cup have started fast but haven't been able to finish that same way. Fiji, they've been testing themselves. Some of those games of the Pacific Nations Cup, playing England, that was a great test for them. Themselves their first ever win over the English. Now, going to the left-hand side here for Wales. George North pass on the outside to Liam Williams. Now Josh Adams trying to step. He was able to score himself the only try for Wales so far in this game. Davis goes across the bigger rough pass from him. Adam Baird not able to take it, although Fiji were offside. So it does reprieve that little bit of pressure that would have been on the Welsh. Look at the grass. The scrum was just on. Looks like carpet being torn up like that. Weird, says LP. And also we have got there in the south coast of South Africa, says Dave. We have got there never won a bet, so I'll go with Wales, says Samuela. Well, I'm a little bit the same. Any prediction that I give is always wrong. So my initial prediction was that Wales would sneak this win. That was before these two lineups were announced. This game now that we're seeing the two sides, when they ran out onto the park, I said that Fiji would sneak it. So I'm not sure. Either way, I will be wrong with one of my predictions. We have got there Fiji, says Lethidia. And also we have got there watching from Brazil, says Phil Jones. Now Dan Bigger, 45 metres out from the try line. Will be lining up this kick. He's actually directioning it or positioning the ball to be facing away to the right-hand side so that he can bring it round with the curl. Allowed 60 seconds to line up the kick. Dan Bigger has used 40 already, but now strike this ball, and it's gone over for Wales. Now making the score 11 points to 14. Watching from Egypt, says Peter. We have got there Bulavanaka, says Koro in the chat. as well. But yeah, anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 32,000 subscribers. We've got a goal now of trying to hit it before the end of the live stream. Earlier on, it was 31. Now we are only 200 away, or 250 away, I should say, from the 32. So please, if you do have the ability, hit that subscribe button. Dan Bigger now taking that 10 metres out from his line. Sells the dummy around. Celestino Ravatamunda does boot it down the field. Fiji with Eliza Drua-Cece fires it high and crossfield. Fiji unable to take it cleanly in the form of Vinay Habossi and Aaron Wainwright now. Creates a bit of a attacking opportunity for the Welsh. North plays half, couldn't decide what way to go, does shift it to the left. And the tackle made on Jack Morgan. Now Davis, ankles taken down there. Nick Tompkins, he's been lined up and put into next week by the big Fijian number 8, Viliami Mata. But quick hands now for Wales. There was a really awkward landing for Liam Williams. Somehow he ended up getting flipped upside down. Commentator Too Good. Dosaviti says, Makareta, thank you very much. Lewis Rees-Zammit didn't really have a huge amount of space down that wing. I want to see this tackle one more time. Tompkins getting driven down by Viliami Mata. But then there was one for Dan Bigger. He ends up, I think Vinay Habossi, I don't think there was an arms tackle. Are the TMO going to check it? Because if they do, I think Vinay Habossi will be in trouble. Okay, so it's a no arms tackle against Vinay Habossi. It won't be anything more serious than a penalty, but it is now going to be reversed because of Vinay Habossi not wrapping his arms. Dan Bigger, yeah, just leads with the shoulder. Dan Bigger, Liam Williams was the man to get tackled. Crowd are not too happy with it. Dosaviti, says Matthew. And there as well. Come on and hit that like button and subscribe, says okay. Yeah, anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated, every single one of you, for being here throughout this matchup. Dan Bigger now kicking that one for the corner. And it's going to be 5 metres out from the try line now. Bossi will be disappointed for giving away that one. We now the big man, Ryan Elias. Throw this one in. Fiji, I believe it is going to be 6 men defending up against this line out. Nicely taken by Adam Beard, and the rolling maul is straight away set. Goes back to Ryan Elias at the back. 5 metres out from Fiji's line, starting to move straight sideways to the left. Ryan Elias breaks off the back, just dragged down 1 metre out from the line, but the ball pops up for, I believe it was Thomas Francis. He didn't actually want that ball. He was waiting for the halfback to arrive. Now around the side, Gareth Thomas turned to his back, so it's going to be tricky to get that ball down. Davis looking to the left. They have got all of the backs available. Perhaps they look to try and send it out wide to Josh Adams once more. Dan Bigger had a little bit of a fumble of the ball, but it almost created an opportunity for him to run straight at the try line. To Lupe Falatau, one of the first carries that we have seen from him since he returned from injury. So far, about 7 phases in a row here. But we have not seen the Fijians see to try to the forwards. And it looks like that is what Wales are trying to do. Ryan Elias around the side. Naitha Levu. Sears Unch in there as well for the Fijian skipper. The first try scorer in the game. Around the side once more. Advantage against Fiji for being offside. They've ended up with the ball. And offside only a couple metres from the line. Looks like Davis was considering taking that one quickly. But instead, I think Wales will look to kick this one for the corner, tuning in from Holland. Whether there is El Scorchio. Says slow finger and go Fiji go, says Liza in the chat. And it's about a point a minute game. Or it's about a point a minute game so far, says Giffen. Yeah, both sides looking to be aggressive early on, which is something that's pretty awesome to see because they both know that they need bonus points in this group to be able to walk away in the top 2. We saw Australia receive the bonus point up against Georgia, which they were able to win that game 35 points to 15. Wales 5 metres out from the line. Ryan Elias throws into bed. 27 minutes through. 12 to go. Now breaking off the back. Ryan Elias finds his offload away to Davis, who was lined up by Viliami Mata as well as Albert Tuisui. Now 10 metres from the line. Wales currently just losing a couple metres in the process of trying to hit it up with the big forwards. Fiji have to make sure that they stay on side. They cannot be ill-disciplined now, or else it could end up costing them possible yellow card. Now Davis back across to the left. Now Dan Biggar, short ball, classy step from George North. He'll score the second try of the match for Wales. The gap opened up in the midfield and they take the lead back now. Watching the game live here in France while listening to you. Says Mr. Kiwi for life. Well, we do appreciate you being here, mate. Sure that the crowd, the Welsh supporters would have been electric for that try, but George North in the midfield. Player who gets over the try line. Nick Tompkin, flat ball up. A little bit of a slip there. I believe it was Franklin Marnie running across, take that score down. We saw the score before you said it. Says Kevin in there as well. So hopefully it is going to be a little bit more delayed for the upcoming ones. It hasn't done the kick yet. So that is beneficial. His commentary is better than the TV on, or the commentators on TV. Says John, but that kick has gone over. Now I'm making the score 18 points to 14. Or is it? Does that make it 18 or is that actually 16 now? It might actually only be the 16 now for the Welsh. We've had one missed kick from Dan Biggar and then that man was celebrating big time, almost ripped his shirts off. Or shirt, I should say, rather than shirts. Hello, sir, I know you. Says Speedy, do you? Do you know me from doing this or from something else? And another great try, lots of quality tries in this game, says Brian. Yeah, the score now 18 points to 14 in favour of Wales. You're a bit ahead of Hamish's commentary, says BP. As a forward pass, says James. Talangi looked very flat from Williams, although now back into the hands of Te Ihoara Rikaravita. The Fijians able to retain their own kick-off, and now they look to fire straight back with another attack. Sam Matavisi, his first run of the day. Wales joining the breakdown from Fiji's side, and Bear probably lucky not to get penalised for that one. Lamani now slinging across the Tite Tela. Semi Radradra pass is behind Eliza Droasisi, who wasn't able to keep that momentum flying forward. The ball has popped out the side and Wales managed to jump on it, but Lamani tries to get onto it quickly. Tompkins passes back across. That is a 4 pass and a knock on there from Fiji. Sounds like, are they going back for the penalty? No, it is just going to be a double knock on. And I think it's going to be a Fijian scrum. Yes, it is, but there are a lot of drop balls taking place, mainly because of the massive hits. We see 2 players from Wales down on a knee. You know it's not going to be an easy day when you go head-to-head with the Flying Fijians, and you know you're going to walk away with a few bruises. Some cases, even some broken bones. And Japan 200, Chile nil, says Gustavo. Not quite, it was 42-12. And that game, Chile actually having a pretty decent performance in their first game of the Rugby World Cup. Love Georgia. And there, and at the moment, Georgia, they will be looking to get themselves a victory next week. They did struggle in that game up against Australia, but still had some decent moments throughout that game as well. Anyone who is new to the channel, I should mention, be sure to hit that subscribe button. The goal is to get to 32,000 subscribers by the end of this live stream. So if you do want to help us out, we are live for all of the Fijian games and every game of the Rugby World Cup. Alongside that, we've got the lineups when they are announced. We release those videos, predictions of certain sides. So be sure, if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button. And come on, Wales, with Rio Dyer making his debut. Fiji better watch out, says me and my families. And the humidity making handling tricky thus far for the World Cup, says Goldgate Smile. And the good news is, I believe it should only be this heat wave for the first round. Hopefully it starts to get a little bit cooler later on. Fiji, they have missed 9 tackles compared to the 14 missed tackles of Wales. Wales almost having to make double the tackles at this stage of the match, and played on a football field, not ideal for the scrum, says Kevin, and I'm sure that the groundskeeper will not be happy when he is out there having to repair all of those massive dints that these players are making. Now Frank Lamani, though, 25 metres out from the line here for Fiji. It is fed in. They've got Viliami Mata as the option off the back of the scrum, but instead they will allow Lamani to have the run. Short, flat pass to Semi Radradra, finds the offload away, and he just seems to know exactly where all of the players are around him. The vision. Dan Biggar asking for the penalty, saying Radradra has left his feet in the breakdown. What he didn't realise was the ball wasn't even next to him. Now the penalty advantage against the Welsh still in play. Fiji 20 metres from the line. Lamani going across, short ball. From it was the big man at number 6, Albert Tuisui. In fact, it was Te Awarekavita. And they'll go back for another penalty in favour of Fiji. Both sides inside of their 22, giving away quite a few back-to-back infringements. Dan Bigger, can't quite believe that he was penalised. He seems like he's in the mood to just fight everyone, doesn't he? That looked close to 4 from Frank Lamani to Semi Radradra. Yeah, Radradra chucking Dan Bigger away, which I think might be one of the reasons that Bigger's not too happy, is because he's in quite a tough game here up against some physical Fijians. What time is the Manu Samoa game? It will be on Monday morning next week at 1 a.m. And the heat, or should I say humidity over here, is terrible. 9:30 p.m. and it's 33 degrees. Says Mr. Kiwi for life. We have got there, it's all good. About Fiji is that's all that's good about Fiji is their water, says the Blue Beast. I don't know about that. They're playing pretty decently throughout the early stages of this game, winning the Pacific Nations Cup, going into this Rugby World Cup, I believe in their highest ever ranking. So I think the rugby going pretty decently as well. We have got the all goodbye. I'll wait till Hamish announces the try, etc. Then add a comment, spoils it for the rest of the chat. As all says BP. Nicely taken by a Soana Silla. 10 metres out from the line. Sam Matavisi has got this ball available at the back. They've been told to use it once. I believe Lamani will now walk his way forward. Pierces around the side of the breakdown. Dan Bigger makes the tackle on him. Fiji using those big physical forwards. I mentioned about it the last time that they tried this tactic, though. If they sling it out wide to Vanai Habosi, it is game over. Another big run from Albert Tuisui. So Sam Matavisi has decided to go to the left just a little bit more. He's got support next to him. Instead it is a Soana Silla though, who hits that ball up. Yeah, the crowd starting to get behind both sides. Fiji on attack, Wales on defence. Tuisui again round the side of the breakdown with the pick and go. Up to 5 phases. I feel like Fiji have looked the most dangerous when they do use that backline, yet they do want to opt for going around the side of the breakdown time after time. I feel like this benefits Wales, and that's where they might be able to get themselves the turnover. Now only 3 metres out from the line. Looks like the forwards are going to continue using this tactic. Asoana Silla. Oh, that was a good run. 1 metre out now for Fiji. And speaking of number 1, Ronnie Maui tries to dive over the top. Has he thrown the ball at the line or has he scored it? They will have to check this one. He looks disappointed though. So perhaps he has knocked that one on. Get there, Fiji, says Mounty. Referee going upstairs to check whether or not this is going to be the penalty. Or sorry, not the penalty. It would be a knock on or a try. Those are the 2 options. Which is really impressive how much commitment you have. Your efforts are truly appreciated. Hope you realise you have built a rugby following family. Sincerely, well done, mate. Says Kerr, thank you very much, mate. But I always say it like I'm the one who's doing a lot of the talking, but without you guys in the chat, the atmosphere just isn't the same on these streams. And I also have to say a huge thank you for your generosity on past streams as well, because it has meant that we've been able to spend more time doing these live streams. That might be a try for Ironi Maui. I think the only hand that is for Ironi Maui for that try is his own. I'd say he's still got that. He's still got that. I think, it then slips out. I think that's very close to touching the line before it slips out. Any idea why Tuisova is not starting? He's a freak, says Colgate Smile. The benefit that they have is they've actually got 2 men in the starting lineup, Radradra and Nayatalevu, who both have the ability of being in that starting side ahead of Tuisova, which just tells you the ability that Fiji have currently. Try, says Mounty. And where are you watching it? I am watching on Sky Sport 1 here in New Zealand. No, without me, I see no point in continuing, but I am here, says Kerr, in there as well. You're certainly the reason that at some stage in the future I will be getting myself a chair. It's going to be an in-goal dropout, they have said. There's a tackle by a Welsh player, though, that they do want to check. They want to award that, says JP, and you guys are doing a smashing job. Thank you very much. Watching from North Dakota, USA, says Johan. Right, the crowd is starting to get a little bit annoyed. I believe it was a no-arms tackle from Ryan Elias. Right. There is no arm wrap there for that tackle attempt from Ryan Elias. This is now in a similar boat as what we saw for Fanai Habosi, except the difference is this is 2 metres out from the try line. They have to ask the question whether or not it's clear foul play, which they do see. Is it going to be a yellow card? Okay, so the ruling is they see no foul play in it. It's a knock-on, and now it's going to be the goal line dropout for Wales. This guy won't stop talking, says Gustavo. That is what live commentary is, Gustavo. Hello, my love. How are you? Hope you're doing, or you're not doing any work today, says Kerr. Cardham says Mounty, but that is a big decision to be made in this first half. Dan Bigger now will be looking to go for a long goal line dropout. The Fijians, they will be now attacking from 55 metres out. Massive run from Viliami Mata like a freight train, charging at this Welsh pack. Ronnie Maui, already another penalty advantage in favour of the Fijians. Lamani with the short pass up to Asoa Nasilasila, tackled by Nick Tompkins. Ball rolls out, has gone backwards, says Carl Dixon, so it will be continuing just a little bit longer. Juggling there was actually the number 6, Albert Tuisui. And few, says Kevin there. We have got there this ref Mambu, says Mounty. And what is the standings for Pool A? So currently in Pool A, the way that it sits is that Italy are at number 1, France are at number 2, then it goes New Zealand, then Namibia, and then the side that hasn't played. Or in fact, I think the side that hasn't played gets to be 3rd mainly because they haven't had a game yet. It'll be a weird show if you didn't speak, says Barry. Yeah, and I haven't learnt my sign language enough to be able to do that, unfortunately. The refereeing in this Rugby World Cup has been diabolical so far, says the Lim reporting. Good decision, ref, says Phil Jones. And that should have been a penalty try, says Brick. He probably got very lucky. They're going upstairs now and they're going to be checking something else. Talked about how they do want to try and keep those games moving smoothly without stoppages. Oh, he's falling into it. It is high from Celestino Ravatamanda, but I'm sorry, if you're going to penalise him for that, you've got to look at that challenge. That was no arms from the Welsh player and kind of consider, like, if you're going to penalise one, you've got to penalise both. But I think Celestino Ravatamanda, I would hate to see this as a yellow card. I feel like penalty at absolute most. Okay, it's not high force. Falling player. It's going to be a penalty against Fiji. And Chalo Fiji, you can do it, says Simran Sadler. Right. So the referee says penalty only. Same player, message for both sides. 6 penalties against Fiji, 4 against Wales. They need to make sure they keep their discipline in the second half. Just got back from the bar from the bot game. What's been happening here? It's been a high-scoring contest between these two teams. Relatively close. Looks like Davis now wants to kick this one towards the touchline. Ravatamande having a little bit more of a rough start. We have got there from Kerr. He said to Roof, when you going to quit and let me be your sugar daddy, says Kerr. That is to Roof, of course, not to myself, although he has donated to me before, so in a way I feel like I'm involved in this scenario. Now, kicked into touch, 40 metres out from their own line here. The officials are ruining the game. It's boring when they slow it down like that, says Caleb O'Brien. And also, Hamish, I know exactly what kind of cheer you need. What type of cheer? Oh, I think I know what you're saying, but I don't know if I know what you're saying. Is it the one that hippo's got? That sounds weird to say, but there's like a hippo emoji. He knows what I'm talking about. The ref is a moron. Around the neck, just a penalty. Come on, man, says Running Story. So luckily it was just kept to a penalty rather than a yellow card. But now making their way just that little bit further forward for the Welsh. Rolling more. It's looking awkward and they can't get the ball out. They were told to use it. Ryan Elias is disappointed. That is the one that Kerr was talking about. The hippo that likes to spin on his chair. Thank you very much, Kerr. I assume that is the one anyway. I haven't quite got the chat open on YouTube, which will tell me everything that I need to know, but I do appreciate it a lot, Kerr. You are an extremely generous man. This is the chair for Hamish. And there as well. What's your name? My name is Hamish. Fancy transforming gaming chair. Now, our best referee, in my opinion, is New Zealand's Ben O'Keefe, any former Super Rugby player. Or a former Super Rugby player, says Kerno Wick. Our scrum feed, only 3 minutes remaining in this game. Oh, that's gone straight down in the front. We'll have another scrum reset. I'm really starting to dislike this Welsh team. Their players won't shut up when warned about their conduct, says Connor Cahill. I mean, we know that Dan Bigger is a very chatty bloke. I think is the best way of describing him, but he is retiring at the end of this World Cup. He wants to finish it on a high. Looks like there's an HIA here for one of the Welsh players. It's going to be Gareth Davis, so replacing him will be Thomas Williams. Let's go Fiji. It's a great maul defence, to be fair. I've been well behaved with my donation behaviour. Says Kerr, you have been. You've been disciplined, which is something that both of these sides, some would argue they haven't been as disciplined throughout this game. We've seen already about the 7 penalties against the Fijians, 4 against Wales. Now, Frank Lamani, it is actually going to be the scrum feed for the Fijians. In this case, All Blacks going to get smashed. Says Gary. Gary, you were the same one who said that the Springboks were going to beat these two teams, weren't you? If I'm not wrong from earlier on. Josh Adams is a prime example too. Thinks he's a referee, says Connor. Now the scrum's solid from Fiji, just inside of Welsh territory. It's gone down. Lamani missing the pass to 2 of his players, but it does end up rolling straight through for Eliza Druasisi, which was actually the 3rd receiver in that case. Now Lamani on the halfway line. Looks to this bottom side of the field. Running forward is Viliami Mata. He's already had a very dangerous game. He's a very strong individual when he has the ball in hand. Vinaya Bossi, I think he was asking for some sort of penalty there. And that is going to be the penalty in favour of Fiji. Entry through the side of the breakdown from Wales. Horrible from Lamani, says BP. We have got a donation from Kerr as well. Thank you very much, mate. And this time it is... Whoa! Is that the first time we've seen that one, Kerr? Have they been adding new ones to YouTube? That was a nice drifting hippo. An high tackle Welshman was falling. Someone goes down. And you may as well not attempt to tackle, says Day Day. Fiji 15 metres out from the line. We have also got a donation from Calmac. Buy yourself a new tie, mate. Kidding, great show, mate. Have enjoyed it. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. Yeah, I did wear this tie just for this round, but I got a few up my sleeves, so maybe we'll have to whip one out for the next round. Although, to be fair, there aren't many huge games in the next round. I think it's a lot of high-ranked sides versus lower-ranked sides. I think the closest may be Fiji versus Australia, which will soon be taking place. And Wales don't disappoint, world, says Yeti. And also, Bruv says the Blue Beast 2.0, but now Fiji 20 metres out with the rolling maul. Coming straight through the middle was Talupe Falatau, but wasn't quite able to get that turnover. Now Radradra, man who has already got himself a try assist. Another step there. I believe there was Tete Teller, not normally the man who would go for the crash ball. Eliza Druasisi tackled again. 10 metres out from the line and only 10 seconds remaining in the first half. We have got another donation from Kurt. Thank you very much, mate. Radra. Oh, that's an ugly head contact between him and Liam Williams. Both men ducking and both men ended up ramming each other in the face. That's gone backwards from Lamani. He's been a bit shaky early on in this one. Drink donation time, says JP. I'll go on to the left. Will be Tite Tello, who has to play halfback this time. Ball bounces out the side. Radradra realised though, and it's stolen by Wales. They need to kick this ball out. Liam Williams doesn't realise. I think they actually want to have a counter-attack here for the Welsh, but this is dangerous stuff. Being just out from their own goal line. The ball is dropped. Oh, right. Dan Bigger is furious. He is yelling at... What has George North done? So pretty much Dan Bigger, he was yelling at George North saying, get the ball off the profanity park. That is the most livid and most infuriated we have seen Dan Bigger ever in a half. He is still swearing as he's making his way off the field. He is furious. So Silly just runs around the outside. He would have been very brave to give him a pat on the back, but he decided against it. The Fijians and Wales 22, they were about 15 metres out, but then losing that ball only a few metres out from the try line. Bigger, says LJ there, but that last one from Kerr, I should mention, was also a hippo, and it was one with the cool turn the cap sideways. We're going to what's up with Bigger, keep that in the house. Not good for team morale. Bad move, says BP. Yeah, you don't want to be yelling at your teammates in an opening game of the Rugby World Cup. There's a long way to go. Dan Bigger needs a beer, says Marco, and yes, says Sakapo. See, because what are you supposed to do there if you're Warren Gatlin moving forward? Because if Dan Bigger's going to yell at your whole backline in this kind of fashion, I don't know, Sam Costello's off the bench. I feel like Gatlin's got to make a decision here. How's the quality of the game so far? It's been fast-paced, between the two sides. Quite a few penalties though, but both sides trying to keep the flow of the game going. The rest are a bit inconsistent so far in this comp, says Kalmac, and also Vanaka Fiji says it was Seteta there. And I can donate some undies I've worn for a week. Hope it's enough, says Fluffy. I'll let you keep those ones for yourself, Fluffy. And come on, Fiji, says Fluffy there as well. And good old school passion, says Audio. I mean, some would call it passion, but also, you know, George North's one of the best players in terms of throughout that first half. He was able to get himself the try, made a couple great line breaks. So I would have thought that Dan Biggar, even if he's frustrated, you kind of hold your tongue, don't you? And then we've got there, they're all big boys, they can handle it, says Kevin Rowe. Dan Biggar is right, though. Kick the ball out already, says Joe Bowen. What a game of the weekend, says Yvonne. And the officiating in this Rugby World Cup has been awful so far, says the report. It's been talked about a lot, consistency, in terms of the decisions that are being made. But, yeah, they haven't been able to find that consistency this week. Sadly, if you don't want your dirty washing hung out, then don't the beard, says Kerr. Also, we have got the but small margins important. And also, Biggar is on the slack. And is Tete doing better than Muntz? Honestly, I would say probably no. But he hasn't been too bad throughout this game. This is the best game so far, says Brick. And this game of the weekend has been France versus New Zealand because we won, says Sandy. And the ref has been given a penalty try, or should have been given a penalty try. Had it been the other way around, it would have been awarded, says Mr. Kiwi for life. Yeah, you can't be 1 metre out from the line, turn and drive your shoulder into the guy's knees, and just not even have a penalty against you. It was interesting to see, that is for sure. Full on intensity, says Scott. And also we have got there in the chat from Roof, Akir, you're so sweet and funny, so much kindness and sugar. I've had enough of my French boss. Or sugar when I've had enough of my French boss, says Ruth. And your appreciation for Hamish and his excellent service is awesome. And also could be here in Vancouver before heading to Japan if it wasn't for stupid work. And Bulavanaka from Fiji, and Nick Tompkins is an idiot. Dan Biggar has the right to be angry, says Maximus. Although that's the thing, it was about 3 players, yet he looked straight to George North. So I don't know what's happened there between those two. I feel like in a way we aren't getting the full story, because that's twice now that Dan Biggar has gone straight towards North rather than any other players. Maybe he just feels like North is the easiest guy to yell at, possibly. But looking through at some of the stats for this first half, 69% possession in favour of the Flying Fijians, doing extremely well throughout the first half of the game in terms of hanging on to that ball. The territory side of things, possession was 58 and 69% for the territory. We have got there, they just got back from work. How's the game been? Come on, Wales, says Alex. It's been an entertaining game. Definitely a fast-paced one. Fiji having 310 running metres from their 75 runs. Defenders beaten 16. And then 201 metres carried for the Welsh. They have beaten 10 defenders so far throughout this game. 1 from 2 in the set-piece department for the scrums for the Fijians. From the Welsh. Also 1 scrum lost by Fiji, but both sides having 100% accuracy in their lineouts. They'll be wanting to continue it in the future. We've got another donation from Kerr. This time it is a rage quit. It's not the hippo, Kerr. I was expecting another hippo picture there, but it is a different one with the rage quit in there. I am assuming that's to do with the refereeing. So far, tackle percentage, Fiji actually only 66% throughout this game. Oh, the bigger rage quit. Okay, now I get it. And yeah, he's getting close to just walking off the field. He's crazy to go on like that, says Mornay. And thank you, Fiji. And the chat from Lysa there as well. And like and subscribe, says Yvonne. Yeah, anyone who hasn't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, bro, while you ignore me, says the Blue Beast 2.0. I do not mean to. It's just that the chat goes by extremely quickly and sometimes messages do slip through the cracks. In fact, with me scrolling back now, trying to find your last message, I can't even find it. Oh, there it was. Who do you think's going to win the World Cup? Bruv, answer me, says the Blue Beast. So my initial answer before the World Cup got underway was South Africa. We've got Airy Quiet here in the heart of Suva. That's the thing. They know that this game in the second half is going to be a big fight between these two teams. It could be one decision that makes the difference. Wales doing well, says Robert. Illegal tackle by Wales, slowing the ball, rush defence, which was obvious offside a couple of times. Fiji robbed a try, says DK. We We have got there, always a bit mouthy, the Welsh, more often at the ref. They use that technique to try and get the upper hand, just the way the Welsh are, says Akaris. And there as well, and also we have got there, Hamish Kerr is really generous, he certainly is. The thing is, he's almost been donating quicker than I can put them up on the screen, and then by the time that one goes down, he's almost already done it again. Hamish can get some KFC, says Roof there in the chat. But the key players in this first half, we've seen the most points being scored by Dan Bigger. Gareth Thomas, so far, the loose head prop, has made 14 tackles throughout this game, so doing nicely for himself. Viliami Mata has had the most carries making meters with the 7. Nick Tompkins has 3 offloads. And then Eliza Druasisi, he has got the most with 70 meters carried for the Fijians. Try slow-mo chat, or is that Twitch, says Ken? I'm not sure whether or not they have that. They might have that on YouTube. Perhaps, and yesterday you had 30k, now 1.7k. Yeah, it's absolutely insane how quickly we have been going up over this weekend, but it is hugely appreciated, all the support that you guys have been showing. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Let's see if we can get to 32,000 by the end of this live stream. We are currently sitting only 190 away. So if you do want to help us out, please do. Hit that subscribe button. Kerr has once again hit that donation button with the hippo running fast. It is, I guess, the best description, running fast, of Eliza Druasisi, Radradra, some bulldozers in that midfield. The UK commentators are cringe to listen to, says Calmac. I just got home and missed all the games today, says John. The good news is, I believe World Rugby, someone mentioned, are uploading all of the games on YouTube relatively close to after the games do take place. I see you're still going strong. How many cups of coffee have you had today? I have had absolutely 0, which I think a lot of people find surprising, but no caffeine has been consumed. We've been up for a very long time, but still going strong. Bigger needs to stop, or needs a slap, says Carl. And also from Maxi, it is hope Fiji can do it. My favourite team beside the ABs. And yeah, there's been some entertaining games throughout this weekend. I can't remember which game you were going to, Maxi. Is it next weekend or the week? It might be next weekend, actually. Are you going to All Blacks Namibia, if I'm correct? Is it adopt a Hamish Day today, says Fleshin? It seems to be a donate to Hamish Day today, because everyone is doing it. Vanessa May sent in the super sticker as well. Thank you very much. With a good job, with the thumbs up. I don't know what it is about the World Cup. You guys are being extremely generous throughout these World Cup games. We've been doing them all throughout the nights. I can tell as soon as I stop talking, though, my brain is going to go to sleep. So, it's good news. I like the tie, bro. Says I'm Mounty there, and also we've got there, do you stream the game? Sadly, we do not. We just do the match commentary. Yes, says Matt C. So, yeah, hopefully the All Blacks will be able to put in that decent performance. Boy, and Kerr is the man of the chat, says Jacques. I think he's received that award quite a few times in the past. And drink coconut juice and milk makes you bigger, faster, and stronger. Says Mani, as long as you do not have... Who was the Reese Webb? As long as you're not taking what Reese Webb's taking, you'll be all right. And can't wait till Boti and Tuisova get subbed on. Oh, the carnage they'll bring, says BP. Yeah, we've already seen some dangerous runs from the likes of Viliami Mata. ITV need better commentators. It's like listening to Eddie Jones on mushrooms, says Calmac. Eddie Jones on mushrooms. That is a new one. And Kurt has just donated again. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, it's got the wrecked. And there, do you show the game or only commentary? Sadly, we do only do the... Well, sadly, in the case of not being able to show the game, we only do the commentary. But there are a few options to be able to watch this game. I believe for Fiji, it is on Fiji TV. I'm not sure whether or not that is a paid subscription source, though, or whether that is a free one. We have got there, Eddie Shroom says Fluffy, and also Coconut Water, that is. What's your prediction for this game? My initial prediction was 25 points to 23 in favour of the Fijians. But I have to say, with the amount of tries that we have seen in the first half and the amount of points that have been scored, I think it's going to be more likely to be 35 points to 33 rather than in the 20s. And Jez Hamish doing a good job. From Nelson says Manuatu. Hopefully I've said that correctly. Manuatu. Oh, it's kind of like the place, almost. And checking him from Washington State, Tosafiti, says Edward, give the ref an uppercut, says Mounty. And there as well, and very nice fruity drinks and bananas in the Fijian dressing room. I saw the fruit. Who was it in one of the earlier games? They had bananas, mango, apples. They had all of the options to be able to watch. Kira's the man, very generous brother. Let's guy puts in so much effort for not a lot in return, so a little goes a long way. So here's Maxi. And there as well, and right after you put that Maxi, even before he would have read that, another £5 super sticker from Kerr with Keep It Up. And there's Owen, Bob and Chaz enjoying your commentary, listening in from Boston. And we've got quite a few USA viewers on this live stream, which is absolutely awesome. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic afternoon? Night. It might be night in USA, actually. Now that I think about it, I pray for the mushroom pasta, and before I could even put that one down, Kerr has put the #1 fan super sticker as well. This is a very eventful half time, isn't it? We've talked about stats and we have talked about a whole heap of different fruit, which is mainly a reference to the Kerr peers and whatnot. I feel like Fiji tries hard in the first half and then in the second half they don't go as hard, but despite that, got to support Fiji, says Simran. And yeah, they will be looking to definitely try and up that tempo, although with the fact that it's 28 degrees, which one of these sides is going to be starting to slightly dwindle? I wonder whether or not this game will be a little bit similar to the England game for the Fijians, and that is when the refereeing, it didn't quite go their way. They just fired up to the next level and kind of went, well, if you're not going to give us any penalties, we're just going to score tries, you know? And Kerr, make Kerr a mod. What a legend. Is Kerr not a mod yet? I swear I made him a mod a while ago. Did I not? We have to make him a mod at some stage soon. I think we need a big ceremony, though, for that one. And now, Hamish, let's discuss burpees. I'll tell you what, that would be a lot of burpees, that is for sure, for those ones. And Kiwi Lads is rocking it. Hamish is getting money thrown at him like a male dancer, says Ruth. Poor refereeing again. The inconsistencies and inaccuracies are clearly shocking, says DK. We have got there what's with Kerr splashing the cash. Says, well, he's a very generous individual, that is for sure. And enjoying your commentary from Palmy. Wales to win, says Paula. And there as well, money for mods. I smell corruption, says Fluffy. Although Kerr has also been on the channel for a long time. We've chatted off stream, myself and Kerr, so I actually thought I had already made him one. So that's where it comes from. And listen, in Turkey says Advantage Digital Print. What do you think about Marnie Lebok? I think that a lot of people will look at his goal kicking and say that, oh, it wasn't that great, but he was still playing relatively well, I thought, Marnie Lebok, outside of that kicking accuracy. We have got there the only Wayne Kerr in Scotland every time the English PM visits. Says Callum Mack, and Kerr always splashes the cash. Says Roof, but the two sides now making their way out of the tunnel. I assume that Wales, they would have said to keep up the intensity, don't allow the Fijians to be the more physical side. Albert Tuisui drenched in sweat. Watching on the phone and the TV, says Donna. And also Fiji got this, says Stephen. And there as well, but Dan Bigger, they are talking about whether or not Dan Bigger, he will be calm in the second half. I feel like he will be up until something else happens. Thoughts on Canon Moody? He did not play, but looks like a real bright, young, promising prospect for the South Africans. We have got there, because Kerr is one hot, cool daddy-o oosh, says Roof. Hi from New Zealand, says Felix. Welcome in, mate. We are keeping well. Nice early morning start for us here in New Zealand. Yeah, officiating not great, says Yvonne there, but now Dan Bigger about to kick off the second half. It's only 4 points between these two sides. Anyone's game at this stage. And Lebok changed the game with the no-look cross kick, says Colgate Smile. So yeah, I feel like people need to look at those positives that Lebok brings to the team rather than the kicking accuracy. Yes, it might cost them in the future, but for now, it's not too bad at all. I said, do you like Mia Khalifa? Who's that? Rugby player? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know whether or not I should Google it. I feel like you're trying to trap me. Another donation from Kerr. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. Now it's going to be Viliami Mata. Only 20 metres out from the line, and already the penalty goes the way of Wales. More than likely they will take on the 3 points, and that would actually extend their lead to 7. We have got there, I was getting bro, says audio, and also, hold up, Robert, how do you do that? Says Kerr, and also we have got there, hello from Fiji, says Ricky. And if Fiji wins, I'll actually get Sky Sports. Google her, says John. The fact that you said Google her makes me concerned. So I don't think I will, just in case. And also Bigger still looks pissed. Says Yvonne, yeah, he's got a lot of frustration at the moment. Maybe he's in the scenario of just feeling that pressure. At the end of the day, he wants to go out there and wants to make a big impact. Tyrone said it's okay, so I definitely won't Google her then. And Go Fiji, says Joey. And man, thanks Robert up the lads. Says audio. But yeah, also got a lot of strapping on that right leg. So you wonder whether or not maybe the injury frustrations that he's dealing with is leading to him having these sudden outbursts. 37 metres out. Damn bigger. Oh, he's missed the kick. He's missed the kick. That's not going to help the frustration levels. And how long left, says 4K Baby? We have still got another 38 minutes remaining in this game. So plenty of time for both of these sides to walk away with a victory. I just realised I didn't read out the peer. That was Kers. That it was bluffing. And also Robert has gifted a Kiwi Lads membership in there as well. That didn't actually come up on my thingy bob, but thank you very much, Robert. Hugely appreciated. In there. Also, we got that miss, says JP. Now Fiji in possession, just currently inside of their own half. Fired in behind by Tite Teller. Liza Droa-Cece here has been joining the line quite nicely throughout the first 40 minutes of this game. Now big run for from Luke Tangi. Lamani going to the left-hand side. Little pop pass up to Semi Radradra. Finds the pass out wide to Vinay Haborsi, who pins his ears back. But he's tackled by Lewis Rees-Zammit. Throws the ball away straight into the hands of George North. And Wales end up back in possession. We have got there. Where did your dad buy that tie? Says Waters Fan Sports. Nah, this is one that I end up buying for myself. That's why it's probably not the best one. Because I picked it. And hey, that's pretty cool. Didn't know you could do that. Says Kieran, come on Wales, rough him up. Says Princess in there as well. Oh, it's a knock on this time from Luke Tangi. And now Wales on the halfway line. Got themselves another decent chance. We have got 5 gifted memberships from Kerr as well. So the ones who received it was Gareth. Also Chippin did receive one. Charles got one in Hanoi. And also maybe Brian? No, not too sure. But thank you very much, Kerr. Once again for your generosity. And stole it off a washing line, says Robert. Starting to see a few more handling errors creeping in. That was a solid shot from Will Rowlands. And that was the reason the ball went away. But yeah, Tompkins slammed down to the turf by Naya Televu. Still yelling as damn big. Any changes to the second half team? Not that I know of. I haven't seen any major changes for either of these lineups. And also we have got there a time to stream the game, says Chris. I love your commentary, says Dominic. Thank you very much. Hugely appreciated. I think I'm going to keep my mouth shut and listen to Hamish's fire commentary. Says audio there. Now I should mention that Reese Webb, or sorry, not Reese Webb. He's not even with the team at the moment, but Davis is back on the field. He did go off for an HIA in that first half, which meant that Thomas Williams had to make his way out. It's gone down. A lot of movement there at scrum time, mainly because both 4 packs just flattened out. Now Liam Williams goes for the grubber in behind, drifting towards the touchline. Well done by Eliza Droa-Cece to stay in the field of play until he was held by Josh Adams and Tompkins. And they then end up driving him out. Davis complaining that the Fijian player was holding the ball, so they weren't able to take it quickly. Although I believe because he touched it, it meant that they weren't going to be able to anyway. We've got there, right back to the game, says Kerr in there as well. Wait, did you do another one, Kerr? No, that's the same one. I was confused for a second there. I had to look at the other chat. Nice pass out wide to Lewis Rees-Zammit. He's lined up by Vinaya Bossi. A massively impressive hit, and Fiji get themselves the penalty just out from their own try line. Oh, yeah, I've got there. Love the way you are handling the stupid comments. Excellent, says Crispin. And as we're going to go, Fiji says Fuiza. Player off feet against Wales. They had to rush in to try and stop the turnover from coming. Now, Tite Teller. That one downfield. I could smash a mango right now, Stephen has said. I agree with you big time. I absolutely love a mango. Davis. See that Fiji, they rushed up with about 4 of the individuals, but for Naya Habosi to be able to cover, smash him from the side, just a brilliant tackle, driving with the legs, slamming the man into the turf. going to be taken in by Fiji, now only a few metres out from their line. A big boot downfield. Lewis Rees-Zammit cleans up at the back, fires it across to Liam Williams. That was close to a forward pass. I believe the crowd felt the same way. Up and under from Liam Williams. Not able to take it cleanly. It's first the knock on from Fiji, and then the knock on from the Welsh. We will have ourselves another scrum. For only £5, you can feed a subscriber for a year. See Fluffy, it also be good there, man. These Fijians have some massive hits. See Stephen, they certainly do, and that is why most sides do not like playing the Fijians, because they know they're going to end up in an absolute battle and end up with those bruises by the end of the game. And you wonder how quickly into the second half both sides will start to make their subs with the amount of temperature, with the amount of heat. Hello from Rhondda Valley, says Ty. Welcome in, mate. And absolute units, these Fijians, says Cam. In there as well. But now scrum feed. Wales will have themselves the ball. That's going to be about 40 metres out from the line now. Ball is fed in. Nicely comes out the back to Lupe Falatau. Could be the option off the back of the scrum, but instead it is now penalty advantage in favour of Wales. They are going to the short side. Now nice step from Nick Comptons. Tompkins was the name I was trying to say, but my tongue got in the way. Liam Williams down the wing, throws the miracle pass across, and it's going to be the offload. Almost paid off. It's going to be the penalty advantage, I believe, for a deliberate knockdown against the Fijians. Cross kick from Jack Morgan. That's not something you'd see every day. Lewis Rees-Zammit picks the ball up, accelerates and scores the try for Wales in the corner. That was a lot to process, so it looked a little bit scrappy there, just out from the goal line. Then from there, Wales were able to get themselves a cross kick from none other than Jack Morgan, the number 7. Two small nations battling it out on the world stage. We should be proud whoever wins, says Gethin. Lewis Rees-Zammit, his first try of the Rugby World Cup 2023. Nick Tompkins stepping nicely, put the ball out to Josh Adams. Liam Williams knew he was going close to going out. Was knocked on by, I believe it was Te Ehoaru Rikadavita. And then just not taken cleanly by Vinaya Habusi. He may have won the last battle between the two of them. And commentator says, are you kidding me? Says Cited. And also, don't disappoint us, Fiji, says Vickles. And there as well. 42 metres out, Dan Big only sitting with around that 50% accuracy. That kick has gone over though now. So that will make the score 25 points to 14. And that is the kind of start to the second half Wales will be after. They've already answered or got themselves 10 unanswered points throughout the last 10 minutes. Lewis Rees-Zammit slamming down on the ground for that try. And Fiji underestimated Wales. Look what happened. Season, I wouldn't say that they underestimated Wales. Wales came in as favourites over the Fijians in this game. So underestimating a side that you're theoretically underdogs coming into, it's an interesting statement. Now Davis kicking it downfield. Come on, Wales. Says Messi too good. That cross kick was from into Wales number 7. It was indeed Jack Morgan. Managed to help get a right counter right there from Wales. Seems like they've upped that physicality in the second half already. 10 minutes gone. And now going down the short side, it will be Viliami Mata. Ruasisi has to play halfback. Going across now to Asoana Silasila. Fiji just need to build a little bit of structure here. They seem to be giving away the ball just a tad too easy. Semina Radrada, I thought about the flat pass to Isaiah Naita Levu. Ball pops out the back to Lupe Falatau. That was going to be Vinaya Habusi, held a little bit by a player off the ball. Great flick up there. The Welsh commentators are absolutely loving it at the moment. Now counter ruck from Fiji. Davis gets the ball. Jack Morgan has another boot. Tell you what, will that make Dan Bigger happy? If he's the man who's normally supposed to be kicking, Ravatamunda runs straight at Josh Adams, and he ran that hard that his pants fell down as he made contact, and Wales get themselves the penalty. New Zealand going to get knocked down in the first round of the World Cup, says Gary. You don't seem to like any other team, do you, Gary, other than the South Africans? It's just a thing that I've noticed, but nice flick up by Liam Williams from inside of that 22 as tires fire, says Stephen there. Fiji with a major comeback, I reckon. like they're just showing there, Josh Adams making the tackle, and in the process, the pants fell off of Ravatamunda. And we have there, bias rest double standard, says Jack. And there's been a couple interesting calls throughout this game. The Fijians, I think a little bit more phase play would go a long way. Will it be difficult for Fiji to make a comeback now? Or will be difficult for Fiji to make the comeback, says Firestorm. They certainly need to be the next team to score points on the board. And Wales, says David and switch on Fiji, says Nkosi. Downfield from Wales, they will now be around 32 metres out. And the tie is so sublime, like Hamish understated, and perfect. And what a tackle, says Brick in there. And good game, says Lawrence. Yeah, it's been fast-paced, both of these sides playing at a high tempo. Looks like now Thomas Williams making his way on for Davis, who has got a little bit of a limp, but I don't think it's anything too serious. It is just the time they were going to be taking him off. Nicely claimed by Wales. Williams going across to Nick Tompkins, the man who helped create the opportunity for the last Welsh try. Ryan Elias on the side. Referee has to duck underneath that one for Carl Dixon. A few players slipping and sliding around. With this being a late night game, it does cause a little bit more surface moisture. Kicked him behind from Liam Williams. Almost in touch by Drua Sisi. Nice spin. Lewis Rees-Zammit does make the tackle on him now. 10 metres out from their own line, Fiji. In a tricky position on the field. Look how pumped he was with that tackle. That's what Hamish looked like, or would look like if he had coffee. Says Albert in great commentary, Phil. Says Princess Spiderly in there. Now Lamani, I think they need to bring Kuravuli on, to be honest. And I wouldn't mind seeing Kuravuli start the next game up against Australia. Oh, great community, Phil, I should say, rather than the commentary. Also, we got the Fiji play on passion. Kill that you win. Kill that you win. Says Kalmac. Portugal versus Romania in the final. Says 5:30 horses. Now Elliot D coming onto the field. That is for Ryan Elias. Crossbreeder, says Obi. Okay, fair enough. And also Wales have the fitness, says Stanley. And how much time left, says Mark de Klerk. Still another 27 minutes remaining. So plenty of time on the clock. Don't worry, guys. I like to give banter. I can also take banter. Used to it. I'm a Liverpool fan, so I would know, says Gary there. Now 30 metres out from the line. Wales looking to get this rolling maul marching forward yet again. Oh, it has been brought to a standstill. Dan Bigger now going for the up and under. This is going to be challenging, but Josh Adams running onto it, taken by Eliza Druasisi. Decides against the mark. He's going himself, finds the offload on the outside to Ravatamunda, who will kick it inwards. Dan Bigger is waiting for that ball to bounce, pops the pass up to Lewis Rees-Zammit. He has stepped around Joshua Tuisova, who has just made his way onto the field. Flat pass from Wales, partially forward. Now 30 metres from the line, still on attack. Liam Williams will be waiting patiently out on the far side. Perhaps they will even go for another up and under in this one. Lewis Rees-Zammit tackled by Kuravuli. So Fiji have made those subs that I believe will help them possibly get back into this one. And yes, Lamani is slowing them. Says Caleb. And there as well. But now Wales using some of those replacements to the advantage here. Dan Bigger going for the kick in behind. Kicking it into touch. Playing strategic here. Playing the territory game. A clock got stuck, says Jacques. And also we have got there Portugal played yet. Surprise. Says Obi. Yeah, no, they haven't had a game yet. Dan Bigger's hurt his back. Looks like, are they going to make the sub? No, he is telling them to hold off for a little bit longer. This is where if George North went over and just said, like, you know, calm is a thing. Now Sela goes up to Kuravuli. Flat ball across for Tuisova. Starts driving his legs. A Fiji that found themselves playing from inside of their own half for a majority of this second 15 minutes. And Physio's going to be working overtime after this game. I expect every Wales player to be in major body pains after the game. And speaking of major pain, Dan Bigger has stayed down now with that back. Looks like it's the lower back that is hurting for Dan Bigger. Is that blue stadium behind you, Hamish? Says Alfie. So this is Stade de France as the stadium they have got behind me. And we have got there not a Man United fan's eyes. They stick me for one league title in 30 years. I never wanted a team to do well in the World Cup As much as I do Fiji, come on Fiji, says Fluffy. They will have to try and get themselves the next point in this contest. If they are unable to do so, Wales, they will be chasing that bonus point. They still need one more try to be able to get there. But I will mention anyone who hasn't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are almost at 32,000 subscribers. We are only just over 100 away. So if you haven't, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Penalty goes this time to Fiji. Wales leaving their feet. And it does look like now Penny Ravai about to make his way onto the park. That is for Aroni Maui. Irish, please use Kurt's donation to buy a nice refillable water bottle, says Gethin. Yeah, to be fair, I have got the very basic 1.5 litre bottle. We have got there. Like and subscribe to the Kiwi Lads for Rugby World Cup commentary from Kurt in the form of a donation. Thank you very much once again. Hamish, as a Kiwi, do you have an island preference? Fiji, Samoa, Tonga. I love watching them all play. I'd love to visit all of them in the future. That's a ref guilty penalty, says James in there as well. And I finally got the damn match to stream on my TV, says JP. Sam Matavisi now, though, with the line out throw. 40 metres from the line, Fiji. Going over the top to the back, and it is unsuccessful. Once again claimed by the Welsh. Backline, George North goes off to Josh Adams. One-on-one with Celestino Ravatamanda. Now Williams goes across to the Lupe Falatau. Good pressure being put on by Penny Ravo. Looked like he actually tried to knock that one forward. You'd have to hope he didn't get the hand to it, and Kerr's going to regret tomorrow morning, says Kelly Stain. Or Stein? Stain or Stein? Stain, I believe. Got me spelling around the wrong way. And there is a Kiwi Lads water bottle, said Kerr in there as well. Now Thomas Williams, kicking from just outside of the Welsh 22. Nicely taken by Eliza Drua Sisi, waiting for that one to come down. Big shot coming in on him, though, by Elliot D. Now Kuravuli. I'm hoping to see a little bit more of his running game as well. Can be extremely dangerous. That's a lost ball for Thomas Williams, but it did go backwards. Oh, Ravatamanda. Oh, he's got cramp or something. He's hurt his ankle quite badly, I think. I can't tell if it's cramp because he's all right, I think. Yeah, he is. He just took a bit of a knock on the ankle, maybe a bit of a stinger. That's not my biggest donation day. That was in the URC, says Kerr. Yeah, he has broken a few of his own records, Kerr, throughout the times that he's been on the channel. Kerr is a legend around these parts. He certainly is. Thomas Williams, from a similar position as where he did take that last box kick. That's gone almost backwards. Ravatamanda wants it. It's a knock-on from Wales. Should be. Oh, it's going to be a penalty. This time to Fiji for being offside. Kerr, good for you, just joking. And Kerr returns his neighbour's credit card in there as well. I think I've said that it's Carl Dixon in charge of this one, but I think that's actually Matthew Carley for this game. Going to be kicked into the corner by Fiji, although they will be about 10 metres out from the try line. And pray for Wales, says Jazzing Panda. We have got there, should have had a Rugby World Cup Kiwi Lads water bottle made, says Kerr there. Would look pretty cool. I've still got the hat. I've been wearing it lately when I've been going out and about. Tui Sui making his way from the field. He's put on a shift in this game. Been taking some big hits, been giving them back. Tommy Reffel onto the field for Talupe Falatau. He's got a wound underneath his right eye. It's normally the case when you do play Fiji. Rio Dyer also making his way onto the field, this time for Josh Adams. Well, Lavani Botia on now. Pronounce my name wrong, says Paula. Is it not Paula? Now, off the back, Lavani Botia to the short side. Fiji running out of space though when Viliami Mata went forward. Now Kuravuli going across to Te Ehora Rikadavita. Kuravuli again. Quick recycling of the ball here for the Fijians, trying to put Wales under pressure. That is advantage, and that is relatively cynical from Elliot D to stop them. The penalty is awarded, and Fiji want to take it quickly. You can if you want now. Number 16 offside, Elliot D. Oh, we have got there. I need Fiji to only lose by 5 points. So now Fiji must score, says Kelly Stain, and it looks like they are going to be going for the quick tap and go from only a few metres out from the line. Oh, stop. Behind the line, Matthew Carling says. We have got there how much time is left. Still another 20 minutes remaining. Kuravoli passes out to the left-hand side. Tuisova 2 metres out. If they can get it left. Kuravoli shut down by Dan Bigger. He's offside. Right, there has to be a yellow card because that was 2 in a row right out from the line. That one has stopped Fiji from being able to use that ball quickly. Now around the side of the breakdown once more. There's going to be Luke Tangi. Quick pick and go there from the experienced veteran Penny Ravai. Can Fiji finally get themselves over the try for the second half? Radra, that's gone into touch over his head. Back for the penalty. We've got to have a double blow of the whistle, don't we? Oh, we have my financial advisor to query £15,000, or sorry, 1,500 spent on YouTube in a month. Says Kerr there. And bro, I'm so nervous, says Little Giant. That is twice in a row that Wales have been just out from their own try line. Liam Williams jumping on Semi Radradra's back. Those two are having a bit of banter between them. I think that is all from when they were pushing each other earlier on in the game. Come on, Fiji. I think of all the grog. Well, drink. Post-game, let's go, says Marco. Penalty try, says Fluffy. It's got to be close because Wales only just out from their line. Twice have been caught offside. And that time it stopped Kuravili from getting it out the back line. So Bigger, we'll call that a professional foul. In that case, they had grog, that's why they can't play well, says Chanel. That was BS from the ref, says the Kiwi for life. Now, Fiji, ball is available. No, too much movement at scrum time. They will have another reset. It's the end of the power play, coach, says James Talangi. And of course, we have already seen Joshua Tuisova make his way onto the field. Could be an X factor in that back line. Lavani Bortia in the forward back. Whether our 2 or 3 gathered, he will here. Let's pray for Fiji. And also we have got there, why did Fiji cross kick that? And we have got there, I'm laughing. They are joking. Can't do another try, says Joe. Just the 20 minutes on the clock, ladies and gents, of the opening round closer in the Rugby World Cup 2023. We will be back next week doing all of the games of the second round. Fiji, they have got themselves a game up against Australia. Wales, they will be playing Portugal for their first game in the Rugby World Cup. But for now, we've got the 20 minutes here. If Fiji can score now, they will be right back into this contest. I don't want Wales to win. I want the best team to win, says Cal Mack. There, and Wales is taking the W, says Athanasius. That's going to be the free kick now for Fiji. Quick tap taken. Only a few metres out. Viliami Mata just throwing himself. No concern for his own body. And just absolutely bulldozes towards the Welsh line. That could be close. A Welsh turnover, but Fiji keep it on their side. Penny Ravai, another offside advantage against, I believe that was Elliot D for twice in the last 3 penalties. This has to be a warning at the very minimum, but it's almost close to a yellow card, surely. Double blow of the whistle. 2 in a row from the same player. He's calling them over now. Is he going to go to the pocket? Offside down here is becoming a trend. It's become a trend with the same player, ref. Right, Jack Morgan having to tell his team to behave. That is a lifeline for the Welsh right there, because they could have easily ended up with a player in the bin. Really should be a warning, at least seriously, says Francois. Now taking the quick tap, Penny Ravai gets close. Any more advantages has to go to the bin now. Fiji available. 2 metres out from the line, driving with the legs. Gone backwards, says the ref. Around the side, Lavani Bortia. Is he over the line? I believe it is close to a knock-on. He's either got it down and then it's gone forward, or it is going to be the try for Lavani Bortia. Wales getting away with the lot, says Cited. And also Buller in the chat a little bit earlier on. Welcome in. And ref was right. I would say he was right if it was another player who hadn't just been penalised. That's probably the exception. If it had ended up being, let's say, it wasn't Elliot D and it wasn't Dan Bigger, I would understand that it was just a penalty. But because it was the same man who was penalised for offside 2 minutes ago, that makes it, that's normally something that would tick it over the edge. We have got the donation from Kerr once more. Thank you very much, mate. I've said that about 20 times so far throughout this live stream, and next time, says Kerr, for the yellow card. They have a lot of hippo options in the donations, don't they? Almost like for every scenario. Here's marked, says Chanel. And Try Bloody Ref says James Delange. And you'd think with that much money in their teeth would be what? Says JP. Is that Wales or Fiji or the refs? I'm not sure. Me? Me? Now 18 minutes remaining. Looks like both props have made their way off the field. Who is the ref? It is Matthew Carley of England. Two assistants, Carl Dixon and Christoph Ridley, both English as well. And drinking idea, a shot every time Kerr donates. I would be on the floor because Kerr has donated about 10 times already on this individual live stream. Fiji get the mojo working. You need speed, says Goldberg. Just showing the momentum tracker. We've seen a lot more going Wales' way in that first half in terms of being able to score themselves tries. Throughout the second half, momentum heavily now in favour of the Fijians. WF happening as World Cup BG, says Joe. Here to the def says, cool story, bro, and put the pressure on. Come on, Wales, says Circuits. Now, Welsh dude Steve is battling the sun and preparing the burpee invoice payment for half-time of the final, says Kerr there. I'm going to have to start going to the gym, aren't I? It's going to be kicked long from Dan Bigger with the goal line dropout. Did they check that one upstairs? I swear we didn't see the replays. Maybe it was a clear knock-on while I was looking away. How many ref warnings do Wales get before a car? Pathetic, says Jack. Yeah, they've had quite a bit of luck just out from their own goal line. Any more penalties now has to be a yellow card, or else something is seriously wrong. Kotovuli goes off to the left-hand side. Big shot coming in. I think that was actually Tommy Reffel who muscled up with the Fijians. Eliza Droasesi steps, almost gone through, finds a short ball tonight at the level, but the ball slips out of his hands, kicked downfield now by Wales. Dan Bigger curling that one. It's a 50-22 for Wales. And he is now fired up, wants to take it quickly, but they are not allowed to take it. Dan Bigger is complaining, but they were in front of the mark, so that is why you're not allowed to take that one quickly. We have got the airs a better game. Every time Fiji loses the ball, drink, says JP. I would also be on the floor at the moment because unfortunately the handling for Fiji in the last little while has not quite been what they needed it to be. Eliza Droasesi, it was a nice run from him. Why see a knife to lever, just a whole heap of hands all getting in there? Is this English or Welsh? Is this person really in a suit? Good on him, says Victor in there as well. So I try and speak English, although sometimes I forget how to. So sometimes it gets on more on the side of gibberish for myself. Now 22 metres out from the line after that rolling maul has been successful in other games. Marching here, Wales only 10 metres out from the try line. There's an advantage against Fiji now. What is it? Was it a score from Botia Hamish? I didn't actually get to see the replay. I assume that they showed it while I was looking away, but I think they only looked at it once and it must have been a knock-on in that case. Fiji doing well to stop Wales, but it's only a matter of time until they go back for that penalty advantage or the Welsh are able to carve their way through. Lewis Rees-Zammit getting to within 5 metres of the goal line. Thomas Williams off to Nick Tompkins, trying to straighten with his run, taken down by Sam Matavesi, and they will go back for the original penalty, and it's going to be a yellow card for Fiji now against Lakima Tangi Valu. The crowd are not happy one bit. Our referee maybe he had a swig of stupid before the game, says Ruth. And also we got this Sandel with the clapping from Kerr there as well. And we have also got there in the chat for your dedication on subscribing. It is hugely appreciated. Lakima Tangi Valu, try scorer for Fiji earlier on in the match. And now that's man who knows how to drink his water. Says Stephen, the ball is slippery in France, and I'm hoping that after this first round, with the heat wave supposed to die off a little bit, it won't be as slippery. Now with Fiji only being down to the 14 men, it means that Wales have got a massive advantage to be able to drive towards this try line. And it is Elliot D holding on at the back. They are over the line, and Wales will get themselves the bonus point try and it is none other than Elliot D, a man who may have been in the yellow card department down the other end of the field, has now scored himself the try. English ref, yellow cards, Fiji, but not Wales, and tackle the ref, says Chanel. And we have got there in the chat, Wales win. And also we got there, oh no, says Lizzle. And there, yeah, it's going to have to be a massive comeback now for the Fijians to get into this contest. Wales just better. Says Stage. I think their set play has been a lot better in this game, Wales. They've been using that rolling maul well. I don't sound so disappointed when Wales score, fella, says Kevin. I don't think I sounded too disappointed, did I? Yeah, it was a bonus point try. It was quite exciting. We're from a New Zealand Amish, says Polar. I am from the South Island, halfway up, in between Christchurch and Dunedin. We have got the RWL try, Wales, says BP. Also, Bro says free. And there as well. But that will be the bonus point. And now we look at this points differential between the Welsh and the Fijians, currently sitting with 16 points with a kick to come. Australia won their game by 20 points up against Georgia, which means if Wales do get themselves just a little bit more on the scoreboard, they will actually walk away as number one in this pool. Told you this game will piss me off, Amish. TV turned off and listening to you. Can't look at his face, says audio in there as well. Now, damn bigger. That one will sneak over the posts, I should say. So now 32 points to 14 in favour of Wales. Cheers, guys. Massive effort from the Kiwi lads today. I'm going to hit the sack, says Stephen. So we will see you later on. We will possibly see you for next week's games, which are taking place. We are covering all 8 on the channel. Anyone else who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are getting very close to that 32,000 mark. If you do want to help us just narrowly tick over the line, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But now Dan Bigger will be making his way off the field. As fired up as he was to his teammates, Dan Bigger, he did have a solid performance at number 10 for Wales. Nicely taken. I believe that was by Jenkins, replacement number 19. 13 minutes remaining. Thomas Williams now just outside of his own 22, puts the ball up high. Luke Tangi now on or off, and Masaki Donge has made his way out there, as well as Sam Matavisi going off, and that is for Tavita Ikanaveri. We have got there, and chat, Amish, thanks again for your efforts. Can't take any more of this one. See you next week, says Peter. And also, we have got there, couldn't stop laughing at Wales 10, who was pissed in the first half. And also 16 players on the field for Wales, says Brian. There as well. But now, sitting with 12 minutes remaining, Fiji, at worst, they want to walk away with this game or having a bonus point, double blow the whistle, kicking the ball away. Wales will now be going to the bin for the 10 minutes. Oh, it is 14 versus 14. I believe that was Corey Domachowski. That's his name, isn't it? And also we have got the here we go, yellow for Wales. Says JP, and all the refs have been bad. That's why there's no replays. All bad decisions would be exposed, says Stephen. A referee, just give yourself a yellow card, says Vinny. Domachowski off the field now for the next 10 minutes, which means he will be able to return for the last 2 minutes of the game. Will the Springboks win another cup? Says Bob Log. Too late, says Stephen. And there. So interestingly enough, Fiji have scored 2 tries. So if they can score 2 more tries in the last 10 minutes of this game, they will actually get themselves not just a bonus point for 4 tries, but also a bonus point for being within 7. That is relying on Wales not scoring anymore. So I feel like Fiji at this point, they need to look at that and go, well, we can walk away with 2 points here if we get it right. Didn't realize Fijian supporters were such bad. I still blaming the ref of team not good enough, says Phil. Although in this game, I don't enjoy blaming referees for certain decisions, but in this game, they probably do have a bit of an argument at times, I'll be honest. But yeah, it's one of those ones that it's always going to be tricky playing in these World Cup games. You never know how the game is going to be reffed until it is reffed, which does mean that you pretty much have to just get everything right. Fiji have been handling the ball a little bit rough throughout this game as well, so the knock-ons haven't been helping them because those are opportunities that they could have possibly found themselves moving towards the try line. Nice run from Masaki Donge. 22 metres out from the line now. Kuravuli going to the left-hand side. Semi Radradra tackled early by the replacement number 22, Sam Costello. He was the player who stepped up in that game when Bigger was injured up against the Springboks. Kuravuli now a knock-on advantage against the Welsh. Fiji Waikato past to Celestino Ravatamanda. Nice step on the inside. Now gets to within the 15 metres. Where did Hamish say he was from? Near Christchurch? A little bit near Christchurch, couple hours south. We got also once again Kerr waving at Roof. And Welsh Fitness says, Kevin, yeah, they've been looking strong throughout this game in terms of not tiring late. Now, landed the wrong side, another penalty. And also we have got there in the chat, we have got, should have included Villa says Premler. And yeah, massive shame for Caleb Muntz to be missing from this Rugby World Cup. He did so well in those warm-up games, got himself that starting 10 opportunity, but they didn't bring in Villa interestingly enough. They actually went with the replacement of Vilamoni Botitu. Please don't make more points, says Bernardo. And also, we have got there in the chat as well, Coach Brem Ben says, Premler, nice, Hamish, nice commentary. Keep up the good work, Wales won in the chat as well. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are getting very close to that goal by the end of the live stream, but 10 minutes remaining. Another change being made. This time it is Aaron Wainwright who has to go off the field, and that is to bring Gareth Thomas back on so that they are able to scrum. Which date All Blacks next match? It is going to be up against Namibia. That is taking place on Saturday morning, New Zealand time. We've got Wales go for another points, and I'm very disappointed about Fiji's performance this morning, Lagrange. Yeah, because the thing is, they've had their moments in this game, Fiji. There was that little patch where they looked like they were really finding their momentum when we saw the try on Naiata Levu, when we got to see the try also being scored by Lakema Tangivalu. That was actually, I would say, try of the weekend that we have witnessed. My country Wales actually dominating today. Come on, says Ollie. The ref is doing okay, says Robert. No Kiwi lost that game. And there, because South Africa won that battle fair, there's just a different level that changes key moments. Says Audio, and we also got a donation from Joe D. I believe that is a euro, or is that a pound? What symbol is that? I think that's a euro, isn't it? If I'm not wrong. So thank you very much, Joe. Hugely appreciated. Penalty advantage now for Fiji at the scrum time. They are moving very close to that try line. Just the penalty against Wales. Should take us back above Fiji in the world rankings. They are going to be going for a second scrum now. I think for Matthew Carley, that would be possible warning as well for Wales to not get forced too far backwards. It's tricky because they are playing with one less man on that four-pack side of things. We have got there, Dragons keep it fire, says Roof. And we have also got their wet weather rugby. I love it, says Bob. Or the fact that it's not even so much wet weather, it's just humid weather. So the players, there's a lot of slipperiness happening out there on the field, a huge amount of sweat dripping from the brows of the players. They talked about it before the game. You can lose about 3 kgs of sweat and water weight from these games. You have to rehydrate over the next 2 days or so to make sure you are still able to continue. That's gone down again at scrum time. We have got their True Colmac, and also Wales might just win this, says Robert. And if Wales played against Fiji today, they would have lost. They played with the Rev and sucking his, you know what, with their money. Fiji was the best team today, says NTYC. Dalmachalski still going to be off the field for another 6.5 minutes for Fiji. They have also not got a number 7 on the field. Or my apologies, he isn't the number 7. He was the replacement number 17. But Lakema Tangivalu off the field for just a little bit longer. Go Wales, says James. And also the ref blown away Fiji tries. He should have a Wales player penalised both times, says Premler. And what's the time in New Zealand? Is it 2024 already, says Victor? Not quite, but we are sitting 8:47 a.m. Which means I've been awake for an extremely long time. I've just realised. Once again, now Kuravuli going off to the right-hand side. Semi Radradra hangs on to the ball rather than passing. Tell you what, Thomas Williams has done well to get out of that breakdown. He was getting pushed from all different angles, like he was in the middle of a pushing circle. Now Kuravuli out to Radradra. Again moves to within 5 metres. Fiji just need that last clinical pass to get over the try line. Now, back across Kuravuli, goes off to Masaki Donge, the big man at 17. Kuravuli, short ball out, and reaching out will be Joshua Tuisova, the tank. And Fiji, they still feel like they've got a little bit left in their gas tank. Definitely with those subs that they have brought off the bench. And Wales one more, boys. And also we're going to try. Says JP there, and also 32 points to 21, nothing worse than sore losers except arrogant one-eyed supporters. Well done, Wales. A notch of a good win, fair play, says Kurno Wick. And also we there, Wales going to win with no questions asked, says Luki, but that kick has gone over, so that now makes the score 21 points to 32. I mentioned about it a little bit earlier on. If Fiji get themselves another try here, they will be within the 7 points, which gives them a bonus point. They will get themselves their 4th try, which will give them a bonus point. So that will be 2. Wait a minute. What's happened here? The crowd are booing. We haven't even seen the replay of what is going on. What has happened here? Oh, okay. I understand why the crowd are booing. Wales are still walking up to the halfway line. Taking their time. Matthew Carling. He said that he has turned the time off. We'll turn the time back on when you're ready to kick. So he wasn't having none of it from the Welsh. 1 minute remaining of the Tangi Valu. Yellow card. Now Viliami Mata inside of the Fijian 22. Oh, yeah, there, wait a minute. That face says Victor. And also Tuisova and Botia should have been in the starting lineup. Says Sautu. Although the question would be, who would you put Tuisova on the field for? I assume Celestino Ravatamanda, after the way that he has played in this game, just hasn't quite been the flashiest that he could have been. I want to thank Hamish for excellent commentary. I hope you take a rest, not too much water. We need you back for the next game, South Africa, Cape Town. Says Goldberg. And yep, we're going to be back for 8 games next weekend. Once more, it's going to be absolutely awesome. See all of those games in action once again. But anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are very close to making our way to the goal, which was 32,000 by the end of this live stream. Wales have given away the free kick there. They were hesitant. Elliot D is not happy. Not sure what happened there, because Wales, they jumped. And then, Donge just bumping off the challenge of the number 18. The ball has bounced out the side. Now to Rio Dye. He is a speedster for Wales, and he moves up now to the 22-metre, the halfway, and it is going to be another penalty now to Fiji. Late momentum shift in this contest by the looks of it. And they're trying to kill the game, bad spirit of the game, says Peter. And also we have got there AMTYC with a 63%. That one hasn't found touch from Fiji. They looked for 5 metres out from the line. They weren't able to do so, and Liam Williams sends them back about 40 or so metres. Wales is trash. Fiji playing to get 16, and they're trying to kill the... Oh, no, I read that one, didn't I? Thoughts on France versus New Zealand? Exciting game to open the Rugby World Cup. New Zealand still a lot to work on from what we saw. Have a sleep, says Kevin, although we have still got a few more hours of being awake. We're still going to be filming a podcast after this game. Also, we are going to be doing our post-match review of this contest on the channel, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. And also, Dumb Kick says BP, yeah, it's one of those ones that if it pays off, you get within 5 metres, or just around that 5 metre mark. If it doesn't pay off, it costs you about 50, and that is what's happened here. Fiji, loose ball, Kuravuli, able to take it well. Looked like an awkward landing for Elliot D after trying to challenge for that ball. Ravatamanda gives it off now. I believe it was Lavani Botia, one of his first carries that we have seen from inside of Fijian territory. Out wide to Semi Radrara now. Pins the ears back. Big fin there on. It was Lewis Rees-Sammet managing to hang on to that ball for Fiji. Moving up to 22 metres from the line. Another big, solid carry forward. Fiji looking fired up throughout the last moments of this game. Good backline movement. Another offload coming. Beautiful pass on the outside out to Celestino Ravatamanda. He steps, but is dragged down 10 metres from the try line now. Kuravuli flat ball to Naya Thalevu. The referee almost had to make the tackle on him. Another advantage, right? This is a yellow card. Player off his feet, slowing it down in the breakdown for Wales. The question is, are Fiji going to score a try before the yellow card is awarded, or will they go back? It looks like there's an injury here for Liam Williams. He is down on the ball. Hopefully he is going to be all right, because that does not look too flash at all. Took a knock to the back of the head. They're going to check this one on the TMO. We have there, what position do you play? Says Sally, I used to play out on the wing, but I never got the ball, and then I got slow, so I didn't really do too flash. Looks like Liam Williams, injury here. And Fiji needs to make their wide pass a little lower. They are now going upstairs. Is it a try for the Fijians? Is it a yellow card against Wales? which podcast you will film, upload it on the Kiwi Lads. So that will be the Rugby Recap YouTube channel where that one is going. And here, Ravai. Taking some very deep breaths here. Also, time is moving, says Joe D. Although now they have turned the clock off. I think they realised after a few seconds that they did still have it ticking over. So Penny Ravai, he's been at a World Cup before in 2019. Does he get this ball down or is it short? Oh, we're not going to see it from that angle. That won't tell the TMO what he needs. Although he was claiming it, Penny Ravai. He thinks he was just far enough over. Bring on Vula Vula. He can play a tactical game. Poor choice by coach and selectors. Team Fiji administrators no good. And the selection of goal kickers. Says Premler. Yeah, it was interesting that they did bring in Vilamoni Botitu when they had the straight option swap of Ben Vilavula, but I'm wondering whether or not maybe Vilavula, after being left out of the initial squad, said, no, I'm all right, thank you. He propels himself forward. Oh. They're saying there might have been a Fiji double movement because the knee is down initially and then ends up jumping forward. So that is going to be short of the line. No try, but they need to now go back and look at that last play. No try. Penalty advantage. No. Matthew Carley. He's forgotten that he was playing penalty advantage for the Fijians. They've called it as a penalty advantage. Okay, now he has realised. Okay, I thought for a second that there was going to be plenty of controversy there, but it will be the penalty to Fiji. 5 metres out from the line, no yellow card awarded for the 5th Welsh penalty within their 5 metres. And double movements is cited. And also we have got there no try that stuff. And also we have got their time left, says Mark. There is only 3.5 minutes remaining on the clock now. Is it safer to play rugby when pissed? Don't have the courage to do it when sober, says Victor. Play touch rugby. Touch rugby is your much better option, I would say, because, yeah, less contact. Well, there should be anyway. And also was propelled by his teammate, says Jimmy. It was just that first knee. Because that knee touched the ground, that then means he's not allowed to make a leaping movement towards the line, even if he is propelled by a teammate. Now, 3 minutes remaining for the Fijians. Kuravuli. Big scrum push again from Fiji. It's going to be another penalty advantage. Kuravuli shut down very quickly. Now playing under the penalty advantage, and it seems like they've got that little bit of an extra spring in their step. They know that they need to take as little time as possible. Right, double blow of the whistle from Matthew Carling. Another one and someone goes off is the call. That is the 6th penalty, 5 metres out from the line. Crazy scenes. Fiji, they gave away 1 penalty inside 10 metres from their own try line. They got yellow carded. Wales, unfortunately, have been doing it all day. And they are still playing with 14 on the field. Round the side here for Penny Ravai. Can the Fijians get themselves over the try line? Now it's down and it's over. Fiji score. They're running back to halfway. That will put them within 7, and that will also give them, at this stage, 2 bonus points in this matchup. Okay, one penalty try at least is cited. And should have been a penalty try, says Kevin Layla. And also rear guard, says Peter Stow is now marching back. Is Talia, he knows, Tite Teller. And Papashango not for me, and Fiji's disappointing at the most crucial moments. I mean, they're trying to fire back here, though. They've got the losing bonus point and a bonus point for scoring the 4 tries in this match. 20 penalties on the try line, no penalty try. Roberts says Strazza there. And still time, 5 minutes overtime, says Bob Log in the chat as well. But Tite Teller. He's missed that one, I believe, or is it coming around? It's gone away to the right. That means that Fiji need a converted try to be able to win this game. They will be receiving the kickoff here. Overtime doesn't apply anymore, says Jacques. That is very true. Only 1 minute 30 remaining, and Wales go back to 15 men on the field. See how nervous Dan Bigger is there. I don't see Wales going for a try if they do end up with possession. Instead, they will look to go for a few phases and kick that ball into touch. It's kicked off extremely long by Wales. Fiji inside of their own territory. They have no option but to run this ball. They cannot afford to kick. Kuravuli going off to the left-hand side. It's be a monumental comeback for Fiji. It already has been to be only... Oh, Kuravuli kicks it away down the field. Wales will be loving that. Now Liam Williams hangs on to this one. Does decide to kick it back, though. Both sides are forgetting where we are. Kicked out on the full from Liam Williams. Dan Bigger, if he was angry at George North, he's going to be absolutely fuming. Yeah, he's got his hands on his head. Cannot believe what has just happened, because now Fiji have got themselves a line-out chance inside of the Welsh half in the form of Tavera Ikanaveri. You see that the Fijian supporters are getting behind their side. Wales are being noisy in the crowd also, wanting their team to get one last turnover. Lineouts have been poor for Fiji today, but now they will go to the front. Nicely taken by the Fijians. Kuravuli on the halfway line here. Tuisova, the last try scorer for Fiji. Pop pass up to Tavera Ikanaveri. We are into overtime, ladies and gentlemen. If the ball is dropped, this game is over. If Wales get themselves the penalty, this game will be over too. Great take from Fiji. Having a drop to a knee was Lakema Tangi Valu. Should be relatively fresh after his 10 minutes sitting on the naughty chair. Back to the right-hand side. Tite Teller going to mine to Tui Sova. Gets rid of Nick Tompkins. Pop pass up now to Lavani Botia. He also bumps off Thomas Williams. 40 metres out from the line. Can Fiji pull off a miraculous Rugby World Cup comeback here? Now it's out wide. Tuisova, short ball to Radradra. Bit in the ears back. Waisianoi Levu just stays in the field of play. Kuravuli passes it out to Tavera Ikanaveri. Fiji now 20 metres from the try line. Kuravuli again goes off to Lakema. Tangi Valu. Tuisova getting rid of one more defender. Going out wide. They need to score it closer to the post though. We need to remember they need a conversion to walk away with the victory. Kuravuli slinging it across now. Wales defending hard. Liam Williams down on his knees in back play. He does not want to have to make this last-ditch tackle, but he may have to as the Fijians edge ever so closer, but Wales almost on the ball. It's still available. It pops back out the back for the Fijians. Taken down low there by Tommy Reffel. 10 metres between Fiji and this try line. They've got numbers. Wide cut-out pass. It's knocked on by Semi Radradra. Booted into touch by Wales. Heartbreak for the Fijians, but elation for the Welsh as they get themselves their first win of the Rugby World Cup 2023. It was risky though, going out wide. They knew they needed that kick over the post. I don't know whether or not Tite Teller, even if there was the try scored, would have been able to get it from the touchline. Fiji will walk away with 2 points from this fixture, but Wales will be the side that walk away with the 5. Mutual respect shown between Radradra and Liam Williams. They've had a little bit of an individual head-to-head battle throughout this contest, but now that the 80 minutes is done, the game finishes 32 points to 26. So 6 points difference between these two sides. 2 points for Fiji. Kuravuli, I should say, has heartbreak there. Soa Nasilasila, he's put his heart into this game as well. But Wales get themselves the win. However, it's going to be a mad game. Yeah, it certainly had a lot of everything in this fixture between these two sides. Because the ref is Australian, he's English. Don't blame the Aussies in this case. The ref was English, Matthew Carley. Well, there's one in Bro, says stage be licking. I wouldn't be a World Cup without bad refs and controversy, says Jeff. And also we have got there, the team own ref gives Wales Fiji and win, says James DeLange. Vanaka boys, says Lebo. I mean, we've got to admire not just the fight back from Fiji, because of course they were able to get themselves a lot more into this fixture than a lot of people anticipated with the momentum, the way it was going in the second half. Wales still played a very strong game of rugby at times. they were able to get themselves tries out wide, whether that was Josh Adams, Lewis Rees-Zammit, and then also George North, another man, was able to get himself the tries. Thanks so much again for another W, Hamish. Not a Swallow, or now Swallow. Some cough lollies. Get some well-earned sleep, says BP. And there as well. And where's referee performance? Ever says running stories. And thanks for the brilliant commentary, Hamish. Says it was there from Brian. Welsh win. Tarnish says RPG. And the chat as well. And Elliot D try too. Very true. Elliot D managing to get himself over the try in that second half. I believe that was all of the tries for Wales, wasn't it? And then the Fijians, they were able to get themselves the 4 tries also. Tuisova able to score 1. Naiata Levu, Tangi Valu. And then alongside that, I believe it was the big man, Penny Ravai, experienced veteran. Got himself over the line. I guess that hope was too much. But in the end, congratulations, well played. And thanks to Fiji playing the hearts out. Good game, says Little Giant. Yeah, both of these sides walking away with some decent points in this contest. Wales getting the 5, Fiji getting the 2. I will mention next week it is Fiji versus Australia. So that is going to be a very interesting game to see how it does end up going. Could help determine who goes through to the next stage. We are going to the bunkers should have the authority to interfere and take bad refereeing out. Thanks, great commentary, says Yanni. RBF, what did Wales get away with? Or how did Wales get away with so many penalties on their line with no cards, says Democracy. Yeah, it was a hard watch at times, I'll be honest. But, you know, it's just the way that the game went. I don't know what to say because of course, you guys know I try my best to be impartial, but from an impartial point of view, I feel like there was a lot that didn't quite go right in the refereeing department for this game. And yeah, it's an interesting one. Fair play though, because of the Welsh, they were able to get themselves those tries that were crucial. The early tries that helped them establish a little bit of a lead. Vanaka Hamish. This is why sport don't grow, says Chuck T. And also we have the SCR Great, says Spud. And there as well, and it was wrong, says MTYC. And also we've got there, Fidi have a shout about the refs, says Callum Mick. And also 24 needs captain's challenge. And also we've got there, who really won, you be the judge, says Soltu. And also we have got the nice game, Viti, says Makarita. And there as well, there were still a few individual performances from Fiji, though. The players who did step up in this game, I thought that Radradra was relatively sound. Naiatha Levu doing decently for himself as well. Yeah, nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning into this live stream. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be doing all of the matches next week in the Rugby World Cup, so be sure to check those out. We will also have a review of this game straight afterwards, so be sure to check that out. But thank you all very much for tuning in. We'll see you all for the next one.